We're live!
Hello.
Welcome back to Indy Fanatics. It's race 2 of the season and we cannot wait to see what happens at the first super speedway race of the season. It's kind of, I put it in the description, the kind of warm up to the Indy 500 in terms of the super speedway aero kits. From there, great to see Scott in chat and obviously pre-chat before the race has become as well, hopefully seeing a rebound in crowd levels at the Texas Motor Speedway. Obviously, since NASCAR got involved on the circuit at Texas Motor Speedway and the kind of relay, it hasn't quite, what should we say, lived up to its previous high standards of great oval racing. But there will be a new layout coming to the Texas Motor Speedway as well. So that's going to be interesting to see how that affects the racing there. But I would say the last couple of years, we've had pretty good races at Texas.
Yeah.
We had the double header, didn't we? Where Pato on day 2 kind of done it. And then we had Joseph Newgarden on the last corner taking it from Scott McLaughlin, didn't we, last year?
Yes. Yeah.
We did indeed.
And the higher line recently has been working.
It has indeed.
What was it? Will Power's initiative last year? Doing the one session purely on the outside line, high line. They did it again this year. So
good to rubber it down. And let's hope that it leads to kind of great racing again. But welcome to everyone in chat. Good to see 5 thumbs up already with 6 viewers, making sure that this is your home of kind of IndyCar watch-alongs, and we will try and get some more streams in between races, see if we can get race reviews and discussions.
Optimism now, I feel, with a steady schedule.
There is more optimism. I've had a job change in terms of it, which puts me onto a more kind of a regular schedule and gets me home earlier in the evenings that me and Stephen hopefully can do at least one evening a week. Where we're live streaming you guys and we can discuss things like Will Power in the week got a new contract that takes him well into the hybrid era, which, amazing for Will, kind of going well into his 40s racing. And it just shows that Penske likes trust in the guys that he's always kind of relied on and go from there. But it does tie down one of the big seats in IndyCar, doesn't it? And there's so many good up and coming drivers that, top seats are really hard to come by. So, Marcus Ericsson obviously won the first race out, but I imagine even though he'd won the Indy 500 last year, he started off great this season. He was in a championship fight. If he slips up slightly, there are plenty of hungry drivers out there ready to say go. Got to get you lads over here for May. We would love to. Absolutely love to. We will. Look, I think as well, me and Stephen will probably have a discussion and see if we can just sort out a plan of action that gets Indy fanatics at the Indy 500 so we can meet some of you guys and we can experience the greatest spectacle in racing.
Greatest spectacle in racing. I nearly fluffed
it. Bow, great to see you. What's your mates? How's it going? It's going great. From there, we're buzzed ready for this one. Today, Stephen's still repping the Indy Fanatics thing. He asked me to, it's like, when was the last time you wore an Indy Fanatics top? I don't know.
Have you left Indy Fanatics?
That's a quiz. No.
Can you address these rumors?
As co-founder, I make the rules.
You joined Team Ferrari.
Yeah, because, Arrow McLaren, well, I keep putting the arrow part of it's gone now, hasn't it? No, actually, Arrow McLaren is still the same. It's the SP part of it, Schmidt-Peterson part that's gone. Well, I'm just saying, McLaren on pole, and they're probably like the Ferrari in IndyCar in terms of they've got talented drivers. They're a well-established name within motorsport, but you just look at them and you don't know what you're going to get every week. So Felix is on pole. Pato O'Ward has won here in the last couple of years. Can he go on and win a race? Can Rossi come back?
Oh, wait, sorry. Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah. Can Rossi come back? Can Felix convert from pole, which would be incredibly impressive? Can they do it?
One of the top 5, right?
I believe so, yeah. Which, I think Arrow McLaren do have a strong super speedway package. So it's going to be interesting to see how this one pans out. But yeah, that was my murmurings why I've justified wearing a Ferrari top. Yeah, it doesn't really kind of make sense. But Max Verstappen wins.
I mean, I'm impressed that you came up with that. But I expect no less of nonsense.
Absolutely. Yay, Gutstream. Good stuff, Whacked Man. And great to see you in chat as well. Carl, good to see you. Command has been given. Here we go. Absolutely, guys. Let's go. This will be my first ever non-Indy 500 oval race. And if practice was anything to go by, it's going to be awesome. Honestly, Val, if you've never watched oval racing, it's awesome. The first half of the race is like a chess game. People just kind of planning strategies, going on different ones, making sure how they can extend the fuel stint, pacing themselves. And sometimes, if there's a safety car, you'll see alternate strategies going on gaps. And, kind of a yellow caution can just completely flip the grids. I mean, it happens more in short ovals, but I remember we watched in our first year of watching IndyCar, Iowa, was Pagano won from the back, didn't he?
Pagano
last to first in a race, which is amazing and awesome to kind of see. Obviously, we've got pictures on screen there of Joseph Newgarden last year's winner's race, but oval racing, it's such a unique form of racing. It's what adds and makes IndyCar, in our opinion, probably the best kind of complete racing series in the world right now. Is it's got 3 different disciplines. You've got, and you can even break down ovals into short ovals and super speedways, but you got the street courses, you got the road courses, you got the ovals, and it just leads to kind of great racing. The cars are so competitive. And it's awesome. Stephen, do you want to do a rundown of the grid?
I got the starting grid for us. This is normally you. So
I know.
I'm going to probably fluff this.
No, you've got this.
We got Felix Rosenqvist on pole, followed by Scott Dixon, Rossi in 3rd, Joseph Newgarden 4th, and Pato wraps up the top 5. Like we mentioned, a strong qualifying from McLaren, 3 in the top 5, with Scotty and Joseph Newgarden in there as well. P6 is Takuma Sato.
Takuma!
Potential underdog here.
Well, he's a strong super speedway runner, and he is only running the kind of ovals for Chip Ganassi this year. So.
First race of the season. Then we've got Pelot in 7th, Will Power in 8th.
Hello, Pelot! Great to see you, Dan.
Perfect timing. 9th is Malukas. Maybe a shot at his first podium. Are we lining up right now for green?
We're lining up for green. Stephen, we're going to have to finish that because it's just going to go
was 10th. That's the top 10.
Run!
Run!
No. Well, Scott Dixon, again, he is so strong here at the Texas Motor Speedway. He won 2 years ago, the first race here, and he long dominated the one before. Pato kind of had a strong second half of the race. But you can never write off Scott Dixon. He's on the front row alongside, previous teammate Felix Rosenqvist. It's going to be a fantastic race here at Texas Motor Speedway. And Felix leads us. Scott Dixon slots in behind. It might be Pato or Alexander Rossi there, kind of making a move. He's squirrely. He's on the outside. No, Pato. I think that was Alexander Rossi on the inside, who was getting a little bit squirrely there.
Pato's jumped too. He's nearly got Rossi.
He's on there. Dixon's gone to defend on the inside. Oh, and Pato's gone back. Joseph Newgarden. That is, I believe, up there. It's always hard to tell.
I think the top 5 holds. All holds same positions. Well, no,
Scott Dixon has made a run on the lead. He's gone and taken the lead early. Also, Joseph Newgarden has moved up into P3. He's overtaken Alexander Rossi. Alexander Rossi is P4. Oh, no, Alexander Rossi is coming back at him. Wheel to wheel, no.
Newgarden P2.
Newgarden P2. Unbelievable. Newgarden's just gone from a charge. And these are 2 of the kind of most winningest drivers in IndyCar, I would say. It's a great word. It's a great word. But Newgarden's shot, bang, boomerang straight to the front. But just because Newgarden takes a power to the front, those people who aren't familiar with oval racing.
Whoa. They hold. No, Rossi's going to get him.
No, I think he's going to make it stick.
Dixon swaps with Joseph Newgarden, take the lead again.
So you will see a lot in oval racing changes for the leads, because running out front, you're going to use a lot of fuel. So you'll probably see the front runners kind of helping each other. Well, if they're teammates, they'll help each other. I imagine that Arrow McLaren SP team, although they're fighting hard, obviously for competitive position. Oh, and who's that? Alex Palou is now coming on the back of this. And he is, again, a strong runner, but Chip Ganassi always have great super speedway packages. So you can't rule out Palou for sure. On that kind of Saturday in the 2021 season, he came, oh no, he didn't. He was running up top with Scott Dixon for so long before we got our first Kiwi 1-2 in the series with Dixon and Scott McLaughlin coming P2 on that day. We'll give a quick rundown of the top 10. So Newgarden leads. Scott Dixon P2, so maintains his position. Pato O'Ward is now the highest placed of the Aero McLaren drivers. Felix Rosenqvist, our pole sitter, is now dropped to P4. Alexander Rossi is P5 and Alex Palou is P6. Will Power, reigning IndyCar champion in P7. Maluka started P9, has moved up to P8. Like Stephen said, maybe in with a shot of his first podium today within the series. He is a kind of fantastic driver. And, well, could this be a strong step to being the best sophomore in this year's season? Grosjean P9 and Colton Herter moves. Colton Herter is still rounding off the top 10. Christian Ericsson P11 with his now oval-only teammate, Sato. He's just lost out to Callum Eilert, actually, who's moved up into P12. Sato 13th, Devlin Di Francesco 14th, and Santucci P15 in the AJ Foyt car. Stephen, discuss.
I'm confused with Palou's livery. I shouted Dakuma because I thought it was Dakuma making moves. There's Palou up to P4.
How could you get Palou and Sato mixed up?
Because
they're very similar cars.
Look at Palou's livery.
I know.
I haven't seen this livery before. It'll go, Palou. No, it's still P4.
No, he is up into P3. Overtakes teammate Scott Dixon.
Scott Dixon. Jesus. I look away for 1 second. I'm so confused with the top 5. They're just moving around so quickly. This is carnage.
I was going to say, whatever they've done in the past couple of years, the racing has gone back to being pretty great here on the ovals. If you're kind of used to kind of road course racing with not many overtakes on that front, you will see probably about as many overtakes in this race as you do in the whole Formula One season.
Keep track of.
Because it's just position swapping left, right, and centre. You'll see people get towards the end of their stints and really kind of drop back and cars drive up, and it is going to be absolute chaos here. But we've had an absolutely exciting start to this race. Already, Pato O'Ward's up to 2. Palou is 3. Dixon 4. Rosenqvist 5. Rossi drops out the top 5 now into P6. Will Power maintains P7, but Grosjean has retaken Malukas, so he's in P8. Malukas 9 and Herter 10.
Is that where Rossi's lost out? No, this is Felix we were on board with. Just clipped the grass. Could have gone so badly wrong because he would have gone straight into the side of Pato and taken out 2 McLaren cars with one move.
Good to see you in chat, Don Davis. And yeah, Newgarden has been aggressive all weekend. And in fairness, it's kind of his style at Texas, isn't it? I think Newgarden likes to power to the front early and then kind of dictate, just be in and around that kind of front of the race fight, and it's the best place to try and avoid trouble unless it's your own mistakes. Obviously, we did have it wasn't last year, was it? No, obviously, because he won last year, but the year before he had the suspension failure, was it? Or was that last year
at
Iowa or Gateway? Yeah, where he was absolutely bossing the race and his suspension just kind of gave way. Big kind of probably impacted on his chances of winning the championship. It was Iowa.
So yeah, it was Iowa. Yeah.
Has Scott McLaughlin forgotten how to drive? No, but it does get really difficult if you don't qualify well on an oval. You are kind of almost relying on some yellow flags and kind of making up positions in pit stop sequence to kind of gain yourself up the field rather than moves on track early doors. A repeat then of that top 5. It stayed kind of steady. We're lap 16 out of 250 at the Texas PPG 375. So Joseph Newgarden leads the race. Pato O'Ward, the last 2 winners of this race are the top 2 at the moment. Alex Palou, P3, Scott Dixon. So in the top 4, you've got 3 of the last winners. Out of the last 3 races, the 3 winners who've won it in the top 4. Felix Rosenqvist
Whoa.
P5. That looks like it's Scott McLaughlin
Mac?
going wheel to wheel.
Who's he going wheel with?
Not sure. That's maybe a Rahal Letman Lanigan car.
Who's in the red?
Maybe a Graham Rahal, I'd like to say.
Both outside the top 15.
No, not Graham Rahal. They're way off, as is the entirety of the Rahal Letman Lanigan one this weekend. It will come up in a second. It was Pedersen he was racing there. From there, so McLaughlin's now moved into the top 15, so he's a constant on the timing sheets at least. Now, as he overtakes Santino Ferrucci in the number 14 AJ Foyt car, are the oval races super speedways. So super speedways are the kind of fastest tracks where they've got the specialized aerokit bow. And the only 2 super speedways on the IndyCar calendar at the moment are Texas Motor Speedway and the Indy 500. There are Iowa and Gateway as oval races on the calendar as well, but they are short ovals. So you don't quite get up to the high speeds, and they do have just kind of an adjustment of the road course aero kit. So the cars will look a lot more like you're used to seeing them on the road courses. But the main difference to kind of see and to tell whether it's a super speedway in terms of the aero kit on the car is the rear wing is really kind of thin, because obviously it's all for kind of streamlined straight line speed, especially on the kind of straights. I know obviously Texas is a kind of kink straight, but that back straight obviously is where you can gain a lot of speed. But you're expecting usually on super speedways speeds in probably excess of like 215 miles per hour, probably constant for the whole race.
Scotty Max on the move again. I'm so out of date with these liveries. Who is this? Callum Ilott?
Callum Ilott. No, definitely. Yes, it is Callum Ilott, because he's already taken Devlin DiFrancesco. So Scott McLaughlin, after Bow questioning whether he knows how to drive, McLaughlin says, yes, I do know how to drive.
He's on the move again.
The Tom Snever rear wing. Thank you, Scott Miller. As always, Scott is our resident kind of, will inform us of the history of the sport and make sure that we're well informed on everything that we need to be. 13 of you in chat and 13 thumbs up. Fantastic to see, and hope you're all enjoying the race so far. Because it's that's the sound they make when they're going that fast. Yeah. Lap 24 out of 250. Stephen.
Nearly 10% of race distance already. We're flying. No incidents so far. Nice, clean racing. Looks like the top 5 have settled into a bit of a pattern at the moment. I haven't seen any crazy moves, swapping positions. Newgarden's just leading, controlling. With where's Rossi dropped down to? Just 6th. So yeah, it seems like calmness has approached the top 10 after that chaotic first 10-15 laps. We're just settling in. When would be our first pit window? About laps 60? Or am I underestimating that? I can't remember what the pit windows were last year. 60 sound about right?
Yeah. I want to say that it kind of it varies. Yeah, it varies kind of. I think from there we'll have a good idea once that first pit window. But in terms of strategy, where you're looking on this first one, you'll generally have that kind of, I would say, top 6 to 8 will try and run the stint probably as long as possible. At least the top 5 will look to go kind of as long as possible. And then you're going to have the ones further down from then starting to pit a little bit earlier, maybe try and get an extra pit stop in, but go more aggressive on their stint. So they're finding a gap in clean air and on fresher tyres and relying on yellow flags to kind of maybe pull them up the ranks. So, you know, maybe like a Scott McLaughlin, a Takuma Sato, Ericsson, they're probably like key 3 drivers who might go on to like an alternative strategy to see whether they can get in the mix and cycle to the front on a well-timed caution. Max, great to see you in chat. Good from there. And Scotty's on the rev limiter. I know, he is absolutely punching it. And he loves ovals. It was probably his most comfortable track, I would say, in his first
He's
season.
adapted to them really well, hasn't he? Coming from supercars, obviously not racing in ovals, and then jumping into an IndyCar, doing ovals in your first year as well. Pretty impressive.
It is.
And he's done, what was it? Was it third? Was it his first podium here at Texas?
Yeah, it was his
no,
first
it was
podium.
second, wasn't it? It was a 1-2.
Kiwi 1-2.
Yeah.
Kiwi 1-2. Chadwick, great to see you in chat, and thanks for dropping in. And yeah, it does look like the high line is working. Stephen was mentioning it at the start of the stream, and obviously it was benefited the racing massively last year. That Will Power suggested that they did like a session just kind of grooving in or rubbering down the high line in one of the sessions, and it's really worked in terms of drivers. You know, if you'd seen it in previous years, anyone who went on the higher line would just completely lose it. You can still what's the compound again, but it's basically an extra traction compound to help the NASCAR racing out there, but on IndyCars it just provides too much grip and just makes the rear end of the car just kick out basically on it. And
it's some nasty crashes of it.
We'd had some really nasty crashes. Our pole sitter today, Felix Rosenqvist, when he was still in Chip Ganassi colours, back in I think 2020, he was fighting Scott Dixon for the lead, but just went a little bit wide on an overtake onto that higher line, and just they had no grip and completely lost it. So to see cars comfortably overtaking here at Texas, again, it's a kind of refreshing sight. And it's, wow, it's brilliant to see so many overtakes. We've just got Joseph Newgarden making his way through lap traffic now.
He has caught the pack, yeah.
So lap traffic is a really interesting part of navigating as well, because if a car kind of gets caught up, you can see kind of teammates holding up and everything as well.
Looks like Pato's line up a run on Newgarden here. The gap has come down significantly. I'm not sure if it's just navigation of traffic here, or if Pato's going to make a move for the lead.
Dom, where can you get an Indy Facts t-shirt? I need to check on this because I had just left the shop open, but the shop wasn't working.
No.
From there. So I need to kind of go back in and get the link to the shop up and working again. So anyone who does want to show support and kind of rep the Indy Fanatics brand, you can have like a wide range of kind of clothing and kind of colors items as well. What happens if it starts to rain? Do they run for the hills the way the NASCAR drivers do? Yes, they run through hills, basically, is the short answer. You can't do it because of the type of tyre compound as well on it. It would just be too dangerous to be racing in the wet. So, yeah, that would basically either, if we hadn't had a certain half distance racing, it would kind of just cancel the race because I don't think we have a backup day to run tomorrow, as it would be a Monday. Hello, Gianni. Do you have a link? Don, what I will do is in between after this stream and next week, I'll have a look on it. And by the time we're next on a stream, I will have a link ready so that you can get it all sorted. All right. But cheers for showing an interest, Dom. That was good for that. Yay, commercials on Peacock for the second time.
Nice.
Oh, guys, unfortunate. On the Sky coverage, we just do have clean coverage all the way through. We're doing very well, Gianni. Hope you're well as well. Obviously, your man, Max Verstappen, is absolutely bossing Formula One at the moment. So I imagine you're a very happy Dutchman as well. Could you imagine if they did run ovals in the rain? That would be crazy dangerous. I mean, yeah, people will not be there.
All the bets, they won't get past lap 1 or won't get past lap 2.
I don't know if that Santucci is coming to the pits. We just had a screen of Ferrucci was in the pits, but that just may have been coming out from the start because he's still 16th from it. Stingray Rob is the last. Oh, God. It's not pretty viewing for Rahal Letman Lanigan Racing, is it? All 4 drivers are already lapped. All 3 drivers are already lapped. Elio Castro Neves. I mean, I tell you what, it's probably with Meyer Shank Racing winning the Indy 500 with Elio Castro Neves and Rahul Lettmann-Lanigan securing Jack Harvey and Christian Lundgaard and really looking at a team that was going to drive forward, you've got to say they feel like they're going backwards as teams.
Yeah.
Not like regressing massively, but looking less competitive to get that like outside shot podium or even outside shot victory in terms of there. But I imagine this is probably maybe they're not too fussed on Texas. They would love to kind of obviously compete in Texas, but maybe they're trying some things ahead of the Indy 500.
Possibly.
I know Indy 500 specific, but you can still test out the super speedway kit and get some good data from the race as well.
Yeah. But you think, especially Meyershank Racing, they've got such a strong oval team. It's a real struggle today.
Yeah. I mean, huge struggle. Connor Daly is down again. I guess Ed Carpenter Racing is another team. Where is VK? Oh, he's 21st. Where is he? Kirkwood struggling as well, being the lowest place of the Andretti Autosport guys. See Grosjean and Herta there, and looks like Grosjean's going to have a look on Will Power. He's gone and he makes the move. That's a fantastic overtake from Grosjean. Proper balls to the walls type of stuff there. You have to kind of be brave at those sort of speeds to throw it up, and we definitely know Grosjean isn't shy of throwing one up the inside.
Will's lost one. Will he lose more here?
So I imagine we're probably getting to the start of the pit window, because this is where if you start to see a car massively dropping off, that means that their tyres has gone and they're only staying out just to hit fuel numbers so that they can come back later in the start. But yeah, you can see Will Power's going to have to pit spoon because it happens a lot on ovals, but he's dropping like a lead balloon.
It can just be go out of position as Grosjean came past. Because as soon as you lose, if you lose momentum, you can lose a whole bunch of places real quick. He's going way back.
Looks like Grosjean took Malukas as well. He was ahead of Malukas, wasn't he?
Whoa, we got one out. He's gone for the overtake on Will. And he's just hit the outside wall.
So is that Sato? No, it's number 11. Number 11 could be Sato. Takuma Sato. Takuma Sato is out.
They went 3 wide round turn 2, I think, and Takuma's just drifted into the wall.
PJ. Sato. No! Taku out. Many stops to come. Absolutely. This will be a load of people will jump in and you'll get everyone on the same strategy, but the race in pit row is interesting one. This is where, you know, your Dixons, your Newgardens, Scott McLaughlin could make up a lot of spaces. It is always interesting to see. The only good thing I would say is for us, it's not going to be a long caution, I imagine, because it wasn't necessarily a big contact. It was just a spin out, and obviously he's lost the front suspension. He did hit the wall, Gianni.
Here we go.
Hello, Polo. Big C Burger. Yep, there we go. That's what we were talking about. If you go a little bit wide, it is difficult. You can lose it up there. He's just lost the rear. Bang, hits the inside wall. You've seen nastier crashes on ovals, but it will still probably feel that way in terms of winding. Still. It's still a big impact. But yeah, good to see. Sorry, I'll give some shouts out. Good to see Big C Burger in chat. Good to see PJ in chat, obviously, from there. Let's see who can jump some places in the pits. Campo is ahead of Power. Wow, I know. But obviously, Will Power will probably be thanking the racing gods for this one, because that caution was well timed, considering that he was just dropping places like anything.
Yeah.
But I guess the only thing is he has dropped those places, and now everyone's on the same strategy. Yeah. He is now technically on merit P16 or wherever he's dropped to.
That's going to hurt. Kind of want to see the lead up, because they were just showing us the turn 2. Well, obviously, Takuma's already lost it. But I think it was into turn 1 when they were going 3 wide, and that's where he's just being pushed wide.
You got to be brave in these, and if you just lose that little bit of grip, or you just go a little bit wide on the line, a slight touch of the wall, and that's your race gone, basically. Either in terms of you may still be in the race, but you drop a ton of positions because of the speed you've lost, or your car's out like Takuma Sato is out. A quick rundown of the top 15 for you while we've got laps. So we are just over a quarter of the way through the race. Are we? It's kind of fifth, isn't it? We're just over a fifth of a way through the race. Joseph Newgarden leads, Pato O'Ward 2. They've just taken the time machines off because we come to pit row. So that's far more entertaining than just seeing where it is, because who's going to make up positions? It is absolute carnage here in pit row. Who's going to come out first? Who's going to get blocked? Can they come out at the same side? Joseph Newgarden gets out quick there. Scott Dixon. That's making an unsafe release.
No!
That is Cole Kirkwood. And I think that is Felix Rosenqvist, our pole sitter, has made contact. Yep, that is Felix Rosenqvist. He will be able to still get back into this race if he hasn't had too much damage on it. But yeah, wow, that is not good. That someone is going to receive a penalty there, because there was definitely an unsafe pit release that took Kirkwood out. And I don't think it was Rosenqvist who would go for now. Yeah. The pits are absolutely manic.
I completely missed it. I was watching the battle between Joseph and Pato.
Sato still has some rust, apparently. Yeah, I imagine, because this is his first IndyCar season for a good long while, where he hasn't had a full-time drive, isn't it? On that one.
I'm gutted for Felix.
Lucky non-Americans getting to actually see what's happening while we get commercials. I know. Biff, I know. It does seem mental. It was unsafe pit release to Felix Rosenqvist, so he'll still be in the race, but he'll receive a penalty on that anyway, because the only good thing is both drivers will be in the race, and Kirkwood's, let's be honest, Kirkwood wasn't having a great race anyway, so his race isn't harmed too much. He just goes properly to the back. That's the issue I have with pit lane speed limits. It was a rare occurrence before then. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. And also with pit lane speed limits, it probably stopped Scott Dixon getting his second Indy 500 last year. But the rules are the rules. Could Grosjean be this year's Jimmy? He looks good early. Interesting one, Chris. Definitely great to see you in chat as well. Sorry we haven't got the Fantasy League set up this year. We'll definitely get back on it for next year, but I hope your kind of fantasy points are going well on that front. But yeah, Grosjean, he does look good, and Grosjean has adapted to ovals well, and if he gets on a run, he looks really good, but it's whether he's learned to manage those tyres. My only thing is with Grosjean, he can maybe sneak a podium, but I just don't think that Andretti Autosport have got the aero package to compete for the race win here. I think it's a Ganassi or a Penske, and that Penske being Joseph Newgarden. And a McLaren in there. Although one of them has now, from pitting in P5, has now gone to the back of the field, and I imagine has received a penalty for that. People can always let us know if there are penalties, because we always listen with the coverage with no commentary, because we don't want to kind of have any copyright strikes of anything in the background. And so we just kind of guess and try and figure out what's going on. Rossi has the worst luck at TMS. He does. Oh, no. What turned into a great day for McLaren SP is now turning into a terrible day. Felix Rosenqvist started on pole. Unsafe pit release into Cole Kirkwood, goes to the back of the field. Alexander Rossi has now had an issue coming to the pits. Looked like an issue on his front right. He is still in the pits there, so that's his race contention out. So all McLaren hopes now rest on Mexican protege, Pato O'Ward, but it's similar to the F1. And this is what I said in wearing Ferrari. My McLaren speech is McLaren reminds me of Ferrari in IndyCar. They are the Ferrari in IndyCar because they've got fast cars, they've got competitive cars, they've got great drivers, but something always goes wrong.
What were they doing on Rossi's car?
I've no idea, but his front right tyre was off, so I presume that they've got an issue on the suspension
Because that says Felix.
arm. Is that Felix?
Yeah, that was Felix. That was 7.
I thought Rossi switched to 7.
Is he? Well, who's that then? Is Felix okay? And this is Rossi, he had the pit incident? Confused?
Confused.com.
There's only one McLaren in the
Bloody
pits.
hell. Rossi is the one that hit Kirkwood. Look at that. Look at that. Unbelievable. Number 7, of course, Alexander Rossi. Jeez, but yeah, Alex Rossi does have it. So Felix Rosenqvist is still in race contention. Cheers, Aaron. Felix is fine. It's okay, Stephen. Felix is fine.
Jesus.
Felix is okay.
But Rossi, man.
And here is racing to irrelevance. Rahal Letterman Lanigan team. That was potentially
Wasn't that that's
Connor Daly.
Connor?
Oh, jeez.
His team irrelevant.
And it is quite funny because
Jesus.
Ed Carpenter racing is generally pretty good. Well, I never know. So here we go. A replay again. Sato went high, lost it out there. Rear end hits the kind of outer wall. Then he loses it and his front hits the inner wall. Rossi's race ruined by his old car. Brutal. That is true.
True.
Wow. Ferrari threatened to come to kart in the mid-80s during a tiff with the FIA. Ferrari will never come to IndyCar just because they have too much investment in the prestige of Formula One, and they will only ever threaten to come to IndyCar in terms of gaining more power within Formula One. That's where they rely, which is a shame because it would be amazing to see a Ferrari livery within the IndyCar series and, you know, competing within IndyCar. But then I guess you just have the literal Ferrari doing what they do in races where they'll probably be competitive but find a way of stuffing things up.
Yeah.
But they'll never do. So we keep our kind of classic teams, the Penske's, the Ganassis, the Andretti Autosports, the Ed Carpenter Racing.
We're going to be going green.
So lap 60 of 250. The cars bunch up behind race leader Joseph Newgarden, who leaves Pato O'Ward, who leaves Alex Palou, who leads Scott Dixon, who leads Felix Rosenqvist in the top 5. The back of the pack, it all bunches up. Who's going to be brave? Who's going to be bold on the restart? Who's going to make their move? Find out at Green Flag.
It's going to be Pato as we go green.
Green, and Grosjean is the one making the moves. He's jumped up through there. Scott McLaughlin is also flying up there.
Palou on the outside.
Palou takes Pato O'Ward. It also looks like Grosjean is still having a look. Felix Rosenqvist has managed to...
Alex Palou.
Newgarden's going to hang on the inside. It is tight between the two there, which means Pato O'Ward's going to have another run. There's 3 of them going here. Will Pato thinking against squeezing through the middle of them, but wheel-to-wheel action here with Joseph Newgarden and Alex Palou. It is crazy here at the Texas Motor Speedway. Restarts at oval racing always cause carnage. It looks like Palou's going to drop off.
It looked like he nearly lost it. Maybe it was just the angle. It looked like he was sliding, but he's still got pace here. He's going to make a run on Newgarden. It's turn 1 again.
It looks a better run. Pato is just sitting back, watching what's going to happen. I could quite easily see these two coming together in some sort of a crash at the front because they are going hell for leather, and it's mad seeing them kind of fight so hard for position this early in the race. But they are fighting for position this early in the race. Is that now Scott Dixon making his move on thing? So we've got the top 4 drivers basically going side by side, wheel to wheel in pairs with each other. Roman Grosjean has made the move on Felix Rosenqvist, who has dropped back big time. I don't know if Rosenqvist went high and lost a little bit, but Grosjean's in the top 5. Herta's P6, McLaughlin P7, and Rosenqvist, like I said, dropped to P8.
Oh, Scotty Dixon on the inside. Doesn't make it.
Teases on the inside. Malukas just sitting where he's been all race, which is P9. And Callum Ilott up into the top 10. Fantastic from Callum Ilott. You've got 2 sophomores there in P9 and P10. It's going to be a really intense fight between them. Ferrucci creeping up.
Oh, and can Palou make it this time? It looks like he's going to make it stick as Palou becomes our 4th race leader so far.
Has indeed. So we've had Dixon lead, we've had Rosenqvist lead, we've had Newgarden lead, and now we have Alex Palou leading. Pato is yet to lead the race in there. And because I'm president of the Santino Ferrucci fan club, watch out for him in P12, because he generally could be a threat, even though he's in the machinery of AJ Foyt Racing. He is fantastic on super speedways. So there may be someone to watch in the next sequence of pit stops. So I think our pit stop sequence are probably going to be every kind of 45, 50 laps. Obviously, we had that caution. So
Newgarden's turned on the outside. Oh, he makes it easily into turn 1.
And Grosjean is coming on Pato O'Ward. Can he move up into P3? Grosjean is flying since the restart.
It looked like Scotty Mack was going wheel to wheel with Colton Herta as well, just behind these top 5. Scotty Mack makes the move. He's P6. P6 as Colton Herta comes back on the out. Jeez, I'm close. There are battles. This is like the start of the race again. It is full-on carnage. Positions changing all the time. Tucking in and tucking out of the slipstream. Jesus.
This is...
And Palou's coming back on Newgarden. Can he make it into turn 1? No, he's going to hang on the outside of turn 1 and turn 2. Can he hold it?
Oh my God! That front wing of Joseph Newgarden is so close.
He's just sticking it there. Newgarden holds the inside line and holds position 1. As Palou's going to have to sit back, reset, and go again. As Pato just lurks in the background of the front 2.
He's just kind of doing his bit, probably conserving for fuel numbers, making sure he's just there holding on to those front 2, making sure he's still going to be in the fight, but he isn't too concerned with fighting for the lead early doors. But yeah, seeing the chat kind of go crazy in terms of this seems like kind of old school Texas racing here. This has been an absolute blinder of an oval race so far. It's been 72 laps of high action, and not just action through the middle of the pack, the kind of fights at the top with so many great drivers out up front. It's just been absolutely fantastic wheel-to-wheel action and drivers going tight, wheel-to-wheel, like we just saw there with Newgarden holding position on Palou. His front wing was so close to Palou, just kind of held on. 270 mile per hour race laps. Put that in your pipe, F1. Love it, Don Davis. Hope this is a preview of Indy. I know would be absolutely incredible. Nobody ever goes to F1 from Indy, though. Absolutely, I suppose so. McLaughlin wasn't even top 20 at the start. I know, and he's just absolutely flown up into the top 10. Pato looked like he's biding his time. Absolutely. Pato definitely looks like a driver in this stint. Not fussed at whatsoever about competing for this race win, is he?
Wait, sorry.
Well, sorry. Not competing for this race lead at this time.
He doesn't care about winning.
He definitely cares about winning.
He'll take a third all day.
And remember, Marcus Ericsson is kind of nowhere.
Oh, as we're saying, Pato doesn't care. Pato's on the inside of Alex Palou. Moves into P2. Has Palou gone too early in this stint? Has he gone on the charge? Did he take too much out on Newgarden?
Well, now Grosjean. Yeah, Grosjean's looking in there. Did Palou lose a line slightly? Lose some speed? Because, yeah, Pato took him quite easily. And now Grosjean, although Grosjean has kind of fallen slightly back there. But yeah, I'm saying in terms of regards of early championship leads, obviously we had Marcus Ericsson win where Pato...
Here comes Grosjean on the inside of Alex Palou. Can he hold it? It looks like he's going to hold it. And he's got it. P3 for Roman Grosjean. Palou going backwards.
I tell you what, Grosjean on lunging up the inside here today has been absolutely phenomenal. That move on wheel power was absolutely superb. And equally superb was that move on Alex Palou there to move him into podium positions.
It looks like Scott Dixon maybe on the right, on the back of Alex Palou as well. Has Palou taken too much out on this too early going against Newgarden? Will he be dropping like a lead balloon?
And now we have Pato making a run on Newgarden. He's certainly going to have a look. He's just biding his time here. He certainly was on fuel-saving numbers, but he wants to kind of push Newgarden here. Obviously, Newgarden's leading the race. When you're leading the race out front on ovals, because you are that point piercing the hole in the air, it is more fuel, has higher fuel consumption to lead the race. So if Pato's pushing him just behind, remember he's staying in behind that slipstream. So it's actually easier for him to run in that kind of little pocket of air behind Joseph Newgarden, which helps with his fuel-saving numbers. So Pato is, putting on a little bit of a masterclass here in terms of where he's going from there. But Newgarden is so good around this track that, hey, you don't know where it's going to go. But I think Pato is very soon in the next couple of laps probably going to make a serious move for the lead. I
feel like he took your comment personally.
He did.
Was like, I do care about winning, actually.
The radio just came through from McLaren. It's like, Mike from Indy Fanatics says you have no interest in leads. And he's like, I'll show Mike. Ninja!
That would have gone badly if you tried that.
Yeah, that would have gone really bad.
But Dixon did take Palou, I saw, and I think hurt him maybe all over the back of Palou as well.
Third of the race over and no stupid stage yellow. Absolutely. It's brilliant. I go from there. I hope Hamilton doesn't go to IndyCar now. He's no longer winning in F1 because I only just started watching Indy and that would make me stop.
Jesus.
Well, Bill, I don't think there's any threat of Lewis Hamilton ever coming to IndyCar because I just don't think it's eco-friendly enough for him and his philosophies within sport, shall we say. I would like McLaughlin to take a stab at NASCAR. Yeah, I think he probably will at some point. I can definitely see him kind of going and run on the Daytona 500 for sure. But yeah, McLaughlin obviously came from a sports car racing background, so it'd be interesting to see. But I think he's going to be in IndyCar for a very long time. If his progression as a driver is anything to go by in this series.
Jeez, and the top two are just locked together. Pato just sitting in that gap now. Like you were saying earlier. Probably just meeting fuel numbers again. Doesn't need to push. The race isn't won before lap 85. The race is won on lap 255. So you can just, this is the tactical battle now. Make those savings when you can.
Absolutely. It's this is still, like we said, that first half, probably even at times that kind of first 3/4 of the race is the chess game of kind of going from there. And we've got some racing in the backfield there. It looks like it's Pedersen has been overtaken by VK. And is that the Ed Carpenter Racing boys kind of working together to progress their way up the field? It's Renus VK and team owner Ed Carpenter, who's still racing. If he can still afford it, he will still put himself in a car, even though what's said now, he's got to be 41, 42. Maybe the renewed kind of, excellence of willpower last year was enough to kind of drive him to go, you know what? I can still do this. I can get an Indy 500 win. I know I can.
Go on, Ed.
But yeah, they're always, this is almost like his, itching, getting those racing gloves ready for the kind of month of May to go crazy on there. I believe, who's that? It's Devlin DiFrancesco. Gotta say, for Devlin Di Francesco standards, impressive performance so far. He's just moved himself into the top 10, just overtaking Callum Ilott there to move himself into the top 10. Because usually, it's sad to say, but we're used to seeing Devlin Di Francesco compete for positions 15 and downwards in terms of the grids. But, he's up there with his Andretti Autosport teammates. Obviously, Grosjean is running the best of the Andretti Autosport cars, just like he was pretty much at St. Pete before him and Scott McLaughlin came together. And obviously, both their races ended prematurely there when it looked like both were kind of going to be, either one was going to be the race winner. Colton Herta in P6. So, it's really interesting to go from there. Is that a pit stop sequence, or is the timing sheets?
Pedersen leads the race. Momentarily, as the timing sheets, must have gone wild.
The timing sheets have just had a brain fart, I think it's fair to say.
I enjoyed it when Pedersen led the lap.
Does that officially count as the extra bonus point for leading a lap? Incoming Racing has been flailing since Joseph left. Well, yeah. I suppose they probably hoped with Rinus VK that he would be the new invigoration to drive forward, but VK has stalled, I would say, a little bit in his IndyCar career.
It's never been the same after that bicycle accident.
No, it's never been the same. I see there's some Lewis Hamilton kind of discussion going in there. Guys, leave Hamilton
This ain't F1, we're an IndyCar.
Just love the IndyCar. We don't have to talk about Hamilton here. Just got your channels pop up when you're forgetting live. Really? Wow. Okay, that's a little bit delayed. 51 minutes in. We're live!
We're live!
20 thumbs up on the stream so far. That's absolutely fantastic. 14 of you with us at the moment. So great, guys. Glad you're enjoying and hope you're enjoying the race as it currently stands.
As the leaders have caught the back of the pack, so begins the dangers and perils of lap traffic.
So I imagine that we are kind of getting into nearing the next pit window. I reckon the next pit window is going to be around about the 110.
110.
Maybe 105, 115 mark. I reckon there could be a kind of a pit window there. So we're about 10 laps out from that, which obviously on ovals can go very quickly. Joseph Newgarden navigating his way through traffic. Looks like Will Power has held up a Pato O'Ward. You do see this a little bit. Obviously, if his teammate is doing well in the race, someone like Will Power is not going to let Pato O'Ward get past him easy from there. But by doing so, it makes whoever was behind Will Power, I think, was having a good run on him as well. I can't see on the timing sheets where he is at the moment. No, he's managed to hold and stick that position, but it'll be Grosjean who'll make it there. Jack Harvey?
Finding Will. I can't see. Jack Harvey. It was indeed.
Joseph Newgarden now making his way past the Meyershank Racing guys. And here it is. We believe that is 15.
Jack Harvey.
Yep, Jack Harvey from there. Grosjean making his way through the lap traffic as well. This is where, if you're really good at navigating your way through traffic, Newgarden can really start to kind of either put a gap or, alternatively, it can put it up there.
Oh, problem? I think that's an engine problem.
I think that's Cole Kirkwood coming in. And yeah, absolutely. Looks like an engine problem.
Did not look like an early pitter. It looked like something was coming out the back of that car.
If Grosjean is big on ovals, this shakes up championship race. Absolutely. I got to say, Grosjean is looking like rookie season Grosjean again. Sophomore season, I think he got a bit too big for the boots. Maybe started to believe his own hype a little bit in terms of the series. Got a bit too bogged down in kind of driver rivalries and having fights with Rahal and into kind of team fights as well. But he looked fantastic at GP St. Pete. He looks fantastic here today. he definitely could, if he continues this form through the season, be a championship contender. And Andretti Autosport haven't won a championship.
Malukas and Scotty Mac going side by side, and Scotty Mac nearly went right into the wall. Holds on though. But look at that. Is that Malukas?
It is Malukas, who's moved up into P7. Fantastic move from the sophomore driver. Brilliant in the Dale Coyle racing team. He now looks like he might be...
I think that's lap traffic. I think that maybe Will. Or was that Maya Shankar?
Yeah, it's difficult
just
to tell
trying to
from
see
this
the
angle.
pink or the red.
Pink or red, pink or red. An alternative to roulettes, black or red.
Nice.
Black. Spot on analysis for Rogro. Thank you, Scott. Grosjean really does look like a serious player. That would be great for the series. The Bus Bros cousin making trouble. Absolutely.
Cole is out. Cole is out. The car. They done.
Gotta say, it has been probably a disappointing start to Carl Kirkwood's Andretti. Okay, obviously he did well in his home race for periods, but he he was out of the race, wasn't he, from memory at St. Pete? Or he was certainly out of contention at the end, Carl Kirkwood.
Was he fell victim of the tyre wall, didn't he? I can't remember what incident he got involved with.
He went over the top of Jack Harvey, didn't he?
Sounds about right, yeah.
And then here he just hasn't really been at the races from qualifying. He's been the lowest place of the Andretti Autosport drivers, collided with Rossi, and it just kind of...
You got to say the Rossi incident wasn't his fault.
No.
And that's probably where the car failure may have come from.
Exactly, but prior to that, he wasn't really in contention anyway.
True.
So his race wasn't affected. It looked like Malukas is starting to get on the back of Herta and really going down. So Malukas is having a strong kind of end to this second stint in the tyres there. So, interesting. Malukas could be a dark... I know I said it with Ferrucci, who seems to have very much stayed in P12 as it currently stands. But Malukas... there's every potential of a dark horse there. He is, he's running very well today. He's just kind of biding his time and go from there. Felix doing what so often Felix does, I feel, in IndyCar. Qualifies well, but when it comes to the race, it just doesn't quite work out as he'd hope.
Yeah. He's got that quality pace down, but the race pace, race management just ain't there. Oh,
that's an interesting one. Does anyone know where Brian Herta is now working? I heard he's no longer with Colton.
Drama.
Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, that is an interesting. Maybe he's gone to Carl Kirkwood. Yes, he has. There we go.
Scotty Mac's in.
That was an easy question to you, Kyle. He's gone with Carl Kirkwood.
This is kind of the big pit window is now opening with Scotty Mac coming in on that 109.
So I did kind of get it right. Between 105 and 115, I believe, was probably where it is. So it's actually a little bit 4 laps on from that. So 109. Go from there. Kirkwood, I believe. There you go, Scott. We got it right. Oh, and Sam Bird in Formula E.
Newgarden in as well. Newgarden is in, the race leader. As we have our 5th race leader in Pato.
I don't know.
Sorry, 6th because Pedersen.
For a race lead, Stephen, I think there needs to be a bit more enthusiasm.
Wait, sorry?
So, who's just gone into the race lead, Stephen?
Pato!
Let's take it.
Thank you.
We'll take it. Good from there. Newgarden out of the pits now. Really important for this kind of in-lap and out-lap for Joseph Newgarden. Well, Pato O'Ward and Joseph Newgarden, respectively. I presume Pato will be coming into the pit. No, decides.
Well, you think he's saved a lot of fuel just sitting behind, so he could probably go quite a few extra laps here.
He can indeed, but it all depends on the kind of delta, doesn't it? On how much time he is losing to Joseph Newgarden now on those fresh set of tyres, because he doesn't want to stay out too long for it to kind of, affect it. But he has stayed out at least a couple of laps longer. There, Grosjean is into the pits. Can this be a great pit stop from the Andretti Autosport team? Looks clean so far. Fuel's in. Tyres are all done. Yep, that's a good stop from Roman Grosjean. He's still going to be up there competing for the race. Dixon and Palou are staying out there with O'Ward. Herta's stayed out there as well, same as Malukas. Same as Rosenqvist. So it's really only Newgarden and Grosjean who have come in. Interesting one on that one. So now, like we said, if you get lots of green laps, you now start seeing slight differentials in strategy.
And here comes
Pato.
Pato.
Where it goes.
Here comes Pato. As we're going to get our 6th race leader of the race in Scott Dixon, or does Dixon come in as well?
Palou's definitely in. It'd be interesting to see whether Dixon has, but I think Dixon has stayed out with Herta and Malukas. Dixon always traditionally, I feel, is a guy who likes to go deep on pit stops, although I think he has just come into the pit stops. He is coming into pit row now as well. So he just went a lap longer. He wasn't.
He came in with Pato. I think Herta came in as well. Timing sheets are taking a while to update, so I don't know who's where.
It's a great pit stop from Dixon. Herta looked like he had a little bit extra fuel in there, for sure.
That's Rossi, sorry. Timesheets are updating. Where's Newgarden?
So as Newgarden got held, because as the timing sheet stands, it looks like not only Pato has got ahead of him, but Dixon and Herta. Nope, timing sheets are adjusting. There we go. More lead changes in just one race than in 3 F1 races.
Yeah.
And that's what it will be for the rest of the season, unfortunately. There, Pato is absolutely flying. How far is he behind Newgarden? Looks like he's Wait,
has Stingray Rob led a lap?
Yep, Stingray Rob, best name in racing, is leading the race as it currently stands. It's nice for him to get a few experiences laps through there. I believe he was part of the Andretti Autosport roster, so obviously bear in mind with like Devlin Di Francesco potentially in places there. Stingray Rob, if he performs well at Del Coyne Racing, there's every potential that he may be moving into that Andretti seat in the future. But yes, okay, I think our round of pit stops has come to an end. So I think Stingray Rob is still. I don't think it's settled yet. Let's leave that until we kind of figure out something. Pato O'Ward making his way through lap traffic. He's got a lot of time. He looks like he's come out about 2 seconds behind Newgarden, which was roughly, I think, where he pitted. So it's pretty much even Stevens coming out of that. 120 laps of Texas been so far. Jeez. Thanks for pointing that out, Don. Callum Ilott had a 11-second stop that has cost him 5 spaces. Real shame for Callum Ilott because he was running really strong up there. But yeah, unfortunately for him, he has lost out. So as it looks like, that is also Pato O'Ward making his way past Santino Ferrucci. So 10 cars are still on the lead lap. We have Joseph Newgarden leading, Pato O'Ward P2, Grosjean 3, Dixon 4, Palou 5, McLaughlin 6, Herta 7, Malukas 8, Ericsson 9, who's just taken VK, and VK has just been taken by race leader and is now a lap down. So now only 9 cars are on the lead lap still. So Rinus VK is in P10, Devlin Di Francesco P11. Like I said, still kind of a pretty strong performance from him by his standards, but in terms of where Andretti Autosport want to be, there may be questions of whether it is good enough on that front. But we've got the top 5 up on screen there. Newgarden, Pato, Grosjean, Dixon and Palou. I think the race winner's probably going to come from the top 6.
Scotty Mac on the outside of Colton Herta. Holds it.
So that's
Sticks
Herta.
it.
That's Herta now making a move on McLaughlin because I believe McLaughlin was always ahead of
I think
Herta.
Herta got Scotty Mac. Now Scotty Mac coming back.
Nice. And then is that potentially Malukas having a go? No, that is some lap traffic. Someone trying to unlap themselves there. Having a look at Herta. Am I still coaching cricket, Mike? No coaching cricket anymore, but I still obviously follow it keenly from there. Halfway. 125 of 250, absolutely halfway. So this is Scott McLaughlin going round. That is Elio Castro Neves. Elio Castro Neves fighting hard. It seems weird fighting hard to stay on the lead lap when it's not the leader, but yeah, it's a difficult one. Cheers, Dom. Right, so guys, it's been frantic. Colton Herta here making another run on Scott McLaughlin because Scott McLaughlin cannot make his way past Elio Castro Neves. So that is just bringing Colton Herta more.
I want to see the top 2. It looks like Power's on the charge. The gap was at 4 seconds after the pit stops. We're now down to 0.5 seconds between the top 2. Is Power going to make use? Because he had about 5-6 lap fresher tyres than Joseph Newgarden.
Dave, I've just tuned in. Have they mentioned Colton's dad, Brian, is his strategist? No, they haven't. And he isn't his strategist. He's now Carl Kirkwood's strategist. So that cuts out that one of the kind of father-son combo. Hasn't worked, didn't win a championship, so they've tried something different. Looks like Scott McLaughlin is finally going to get his way past Elio Castro Neves. Has been costly for Scott McLaughlin there. He got held up a good couple of laps there behind Elio Castro Neves. Herta wasn't able to capitalise, though, and make a move on McLaughlin.
I want the top 2. Show me the top 2.
Although Herta has cruised past Elio Castro Neves there.
Here we go. Pato on the outside of Joseph Newgarden. Will he make the move on track for the lead? It looks like he will. But Newgarden's going to hold the inside line. Here we go again on the outside for Pato. Turn 2 and he sticks it. Pato!
That is a great move as well because Newgarden is so good at holding that inside line. We saw it with Palou earlier in the race, and Palou obviously dropped off, pushing in an earlier stint.
But here goes Newgarden again. His turn on the outside. Can Pato hold it? He does. Newgarden has to back out a little bit on the high line there. Jesus. I'm glad we stopped watching the battle for lap traffic, as there's actually a fight for the lead going on. Jeez. Here we go. It's like, we're getting shots of Team McLaren in the crowd. It's only 5 of them.
And he's gone to the toilet. It's too much for him. It's too much for there. He's like, stuff this. I can't watch. Pato's leading. What's going to go wrong with McLaren now? This can't be true. I remember St. Pete. Don't press the pit limiter, Pato. Don't press the pit limiter.
No.
Vamos.
No.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, this has worked out perfectly for Pato because now he can just make use of this fuel saving from lap traffic. He doesn't have to punch the air like Joseph Newgarden was doing in those first 2 stints.
McLaughlin has been taken by Herta, so Herta moves back into P6. Malukas is way back at there at the moment. And is this Malukas at the moment? I think that is Malukas at the moment. So this is Pato trying to get there. Malukas will fight this one hard because he'll want to stay on the lead lap, but it looks like it's going to be difficult in that position. No, he's gone. Taking it. So Malukas now. So we now only have 7 cars left on the lead lap. O'Ward and Newgarden are flying.
Oh, show me replays. Stop it. Stop it. That's a different race.
Pit limiter, no. But
race.
with P2 and Ericsson only just being in the top 10, Pato O'Ward would in this position take the lead of the championship, which, be fantastic for him to get the early lead. He is, like I said, he is my guy who I rate highest out of the young guns in the series. I think Pato O'Ward is the most talented, and McLaren probably shouldn't regularly be competing for race wins, but it does because it has Pato O'Ward. And if that's not a jinx, I don't know what is. 24 likes on the stream. Fantastic to see, guys. Thank you so much for all the support, and hope you're enjoying the race stream so far. We are 137 laps of this PPG 375 at Texas Motor Speedway. It has been an absolute classic, I would say, so far. There has been superb wheel-to-wheel racing. We've had 6 leaders, have we? Like genuine race leaders, I would say so far, maybe even 7, if we're counting the Stingray Rob leading at the top there as well. Looks like Polo and Dixon were exchanging positions there, but O'Ward and Newgarden, unless there's a caution, which you can never rule out on an oval, especially going into the latter half of the races, have really kind of streaked away from the rest of the field at the moment. Grosjean is leading the next pack of kind of Dixon, Polo, Herta, and Scott McLaughlin.
We're over halfway race distance, and we've only had 1 caution this whole race. Been nice, clean racing. I was saying with that high line now being a lot more grippy for the drivers, a lot less accidents, like we saw a couple years back, and even last year as well. It was still a bit sketchy on that high line. Yeah, it's just kind of traffic management now. There's a couple lap cars Pato's put in between him and Newgarden. So not many on-track battles in that top 10, as I can see.
No, it seems like it's steadied out, I think, for this stint as well. I think they're... Like I said, I think someone said at least another 2 pit stop windows within this race. And I think after the next pit stop window, that's when you're going to start seeing some serious moves being made and kind of some balls to the walls strategy and kind of alternate things coming through there. Lorem Ipsum in chat. As a McLaren fan, I really want O'Ward to win the championship this year and preferably the Indy 500. What a brilliant year that would be for Pato O'Ward if he does it. Definitely capable of it, but we'll see from there. So Newgarden making his way through lap traffic so he can get back onto the tail of O'Ward. But Pato is just absolutely gassing it.
Checked out.
He's absolutely checked out in this stint. He is flying.
He extended that first stint, and maybe that's what the advantage he's taken into this, not that first stint, the second stint, taking the advantage into the third stint, to put some time between him and Newgarden.
And remember, Newgarden and Grosjean both pitted earliest, I would say, out of the lead. Well, not I would say. They did pit the earliest out of that lead group. So it's going to be interesting to see when they next pit. So I reckon
160, 170?
Yeah, it's probably... So we came in about 109, didn't we? So I reckon around about anywhere from lap 159 onwards. So yeah, probably around about 160.
Nice.
Just being precise.
159.
159. Well, I think the pit window is about a 50 lap window.
Yeah, I was going off that basis as well.
But yeah, geez, so it seems like it's kind of gone into a stalemate as it currently stands, as O'Ward checks out in this part of the race. Dixon and Palou running very close. I wouldn't be surprised if they are working together, just trying to save fuel for the kind of and hit their fuel numbers there.
Like Coulter? Are we going to go down to 5 cars on the lead lap in a moment?
It looks like it will be very soon. Colton will fight that one hard. But yeah, Newgarden, there's a couple of lap cars in traffic in between. He's almost 6 seconds behind now. He's 5.5 as it currently stands. And Herta is 23. No one can compete with the raw pace of Pato O'Ward as this currently stands. Yeah, Pato just lapped Scotty Mack He looks like he's about to lap Colton Herta as well. I don't think that tyre wear is as big a concern this year, and Pato is checked out. Yeah, absolutely. Scotty Mack no longer on the lead lap. Crazy. And Herta, here he goes.
Here goes Pato on the outside.
And he is cruise past.
That's
literally.
not going to be difficult at all.
Pato is just in some zen zone of just going, I am one with Texas. Texas is one with me.
Newgarden.
I am one with Texas. Texas is one with me. I am one with Texas. Texas is one with me. And Palou on teammate Scott Dixon. They go wheel to wheel. There's lap traffic, which may stop Palou's run here. No, he's drifted to the inside, so that may halt Dixon. Teammates, it's going to be tricky here.
Oh, jeez. Dixon just cuts back in ahead of Palou, but Palou on the outside now because Dixon has to get slow up forward. Is this power?
I'm not sure if it is power. I think it's maybe Ferrucci or Lundgaard.
Jeez.
So I think it's
Palou on the
Lundgaard.
outside. Palou on the outside takes it.
And Scott Dixon stuck behind Lundgaard.
There you go, Lundgaard. Christian. There we go, the dangers and perils as here comes Pato. He doesn't want 5 cars on the lead lap. He wants 4 cars on the lead lap.
Scott Dixon so strong here at Texas. If there was ever a kind of like a homer race in IndyCar for Scott Dixon, it probably would be the Texas Motor Speedway. But he is a lap down to Pato O'Ward. Desperately, a lot of cars here needing a caution to get back onto the lead lap because Pato is just in a race of his own at the moment. It is unbelievable to watch. We've had the exciting wheel-to-wheel racing, and now we are just watching. This stint has been an absolute masterclass from Pato O'Ward.
Yeah,
absolute masterclass.
Did see there was an early stopper, but I don't think it was any of the front runners. It is a pretty early stop here as well. You're going to be pushing it in this stint and the next stint. If you're stopping now, you really need to get a few more laps here to make that last stint pit window nice.
So we reckon we're about 5 laps out from the event. Mario Andretti once said that getting into a groove on an oval like Pato is, it's the best feeling in the world. Absolutely. And Pato is flying. He is just everything. He is just in the flow. Pato en fuego! Thank you for the comment, Aaron. Here we go. There's Palou.
He ain't done. He ain't done. He's hungry for more.
Palou is like, can I get to the next pit window? Can I get to the next pit window? I don't think you can, son. Here he comes. No car is safe. This would mean that only and in fairness, it would probably only be Joseph Newgarden because Grosjean's only a little bit up the road from Alex Palou. Pato is just on absolute fire. Here he comes. Palou's looking a little bit squirrely, and it's not even a fight. He just cruises up the inside here.
Palou had a moment there on the exit. Not a big one. He keeps going, but yeah.
Very rare we could have like a boring finish, and with just under 100 laps to go, still plenty can happen within this race. But as it currently stands, there is only one man winning this race, and he has just taken it into his hands and just gone, I am going to have as much fun as possible here and just drive really freaking fast.
Yeah, Newgarden's keeping in single digits on the time gap, but it is still dropping.
So 1:59, we reckon the pit window should open shortly. I imagine to see Newgarden and Grosjean pitting soon. Grosjean will be frantically checking his mirrors to see where that car is. There's 2 lap cars in between himself and Pato. He'll be going, Pato, pit, Pato, pit.
But Pato doesn't need to pit because he extended. He was one of the longest running in that last stint.
Could we finish with potentially 2 cars on the lead lap? I'm going to be honest with you here. if Pato is just in the groove and Newgarden has no answer to it, we could finish with one car on the lead lap because like we said, no one is safe. Like Newgarden is 7
Pato.
seconds adrift.
Here comes Pato and Roman Grosjean. Oh, that was dangerous. Who was that? Who was that? Can Pato keep it together?
Jeez. Grosjean falls.
Two
cars on the lead lap.
I don't know who that car was going slowly down the middle. That was nearly a big incident.
Absolutely. It was a big close call on a slow car. But wow, 162. Jesus. Like 7.5 seconds behind Newgarden. And all you just see is like Pato just carving his way through the field again.
Newgarden's going great. Is the fact that Pato has lapped everyone bar Newgarden just shows how competitive Newgarden is actually running still.
Yeah.
But it's the fact that Pato is just a level above that.
I mean, Newgarden in theory is still 16 seconds ahead of any other car, which on any other day is probably a very dominant drive. But also on any other day, he didn't have Pato O'Ward.
Yeah. My word. My word. And here comes Scotty Mack, which was, I think he was the first of that last pit window.
No, I think he stayed out a little bit. It was Newgarden and Grosjean who were the kind of first.
I remember saying Scotty Mack is the first front runner.
I say Scotty Mack. So the pit window is pushed to 164. So over the next 5 laps, imagine to see cars going in. That is Malukas who's come out.
That's a slow stop there from McLaughlin. Slow stop.
And Joseph Newgarden is in. This is a huge pit stop for Newgarden. There's only 2 left to go, and this is one of them from there. He's got his fuel. Looks a good stop. Now, how's it going to be? How's the outlap going to be from Joseph Newgarden? He's got to hope that he comes in clear air. I don't think he came necessarily in some great clean air.
He's got hope for a caution, right?
So Grosjean is still flying past traffic. Is he? Where's he going?
This is the window. Surely Pato, even though they probably have tyres here, they probably just go a pit because they're in caution danger territory.
Absolutely. A nil-time caution will just absolutely stuff Pato here, no matter how dominant he's been. If it happened on the last lap, it could happen. His front right got stuck on Scotty's car. That's what caused the slow pit stop. Could be a massive pile-up and nobody finishes on the lead lap. Yeah, could be.
Nobody. Jeez.
You can't rule out. Marcus Ericsson in the pits here. He looks like he's slowly... I'm not even going to actually attempt to kind of decide who's where and in which position at this stage because it's the start of the pit window. So just ignore the timing board for the time being because it's just going to flip-flop all over the place and have a fit. Grosjean is in here. Grosjean is in. Will it be a clean stop for Grosjean? That pit crew will just be counting him down. He's got the fuel in. It's good to go. Looks a good stop. I think he went lighter on fuel. So he's clearly, maybe that was a fuel-saving one for Roman Grosjean. And he was just being a little bit more conservative. It's going to be interesting, actually, because if Pato just went light on fuel for that last run, it would also explain why he was able to kind of really go hell for leather because he has pitted. He has pitted, has he? Yeah. He's pitted, or he's coming into the pits. Is this?
No. This is exit. This
is exit for it. So he's come into it. So
clean stop.
Yeah, was that Pato's stint where he went?
Oh, look at this though.
Ones go from there.
Newgarden got taken. No, sorry. Yes, Newgarden had already lapped, or was
no. Roman Grosjean.
No. I think Newgarden's ahead. Is Newgarden lapping Grosjean? But he got held up there massively by Grosjean. Here you go, Pato just getting up to speed. Yeah, there we go. So Newgarden gets past. Oh no, sorry, Newgarden's still stuck behind Grosjean on the lap traffic.
Scott Dixon,
pits.
clean pit. The Iceman. I think it was a record number of races for Scott Dixon competing in today as well.
Nice.
I'll have to double check that one, but I did note something go from there. Last stops will be timed. Absolutely. Getting trapped in lap traffic. I've seen 10th place drivers win a NASCAR race on the last corner due to last lap crashes. Yeah, you will do in NASCAR in terms of that. Look, as dominant as Pato O'Ward has been here, and you look, actually, Newgarden made a bit of time back in that pit stop, to be fair. He's made a little bit of a time back, but a caution just completely throws things again. And on an oval, at any point, a caution can come out, and you just don't know when it's going to happen. Will Powers...
I'm not sure what the timing sheets are going. I'm not sure if Newgarden does 5 seconds or if he's 10 seconds.
Felix Rosenqvist pits.
I'm not sure where Felix was. Was he like P7?
Looks like Grosjean has lost out to Palou. So Palou has moved up into podium positions. Malukas looks a big winner, actually, from that round of stops. He's overtaken Scott Dixon and Colton Herta. From there, if those timing sheets are to be believed. Grosjean, no. At this stage, because we've had so many green laps and, the field's all messed up everywhere, it is absolute chaos and carnage.
Jeez, there's just a massive stack of cars at this part of the track.
This is where the threat of kind of a caution is coming out for sure. Absolutely. We've got cars just going 3 abreast, 4 abreast, potentially into corners. It is chaos out here.
This is carnage. It is the start of the stint, so you do have a bit grippier tyres. For at the end of the stint, probably some would have gone by now.
So I think the dust has settled. So we're going to try and do the top 15, and I think this is right. We're going to say at least the top 10 is right, I believe. Actually, VK might be in need of a pit stop. So we potentially Ericsson is P10 on there. So Pato O'Ward, P1. Newgarden P2, just under 6 seconds behind him. Palou has moved up into the podium positions. He got ahead of Grosjean in that last pit sequence. Scott Dixon remains in P5. Malukas is in P6, so has got ahead of Colton Herta. Felix Rosenqvist, P8. Scott McLaughlin, like we said, had a little bit of trouble on his front tyre. I believe got stuck on. So
caution!
There it is. And that is Felix Rosenqvist. No! Arrow McLaren, it happens again. Oh, jeez. He's managing to keep it on the track, but that will be a full course caution. That will bring everything tight into pack. Will people come onto the lead lap? I'm not sure.
I can't remember. I don't think they do.
But that is a big hit at the rear of the car because Felix Rosenqvist no longer has a rear wing on his car.
So he's lost.
Caution.
Lost the range, gone in the wall, I presume.
Someone got a pit stop violation. Okay, cool. If you can find out who that is, that's great. Like we said, we view it without sound and commentary.
We won't get replays of Pato locking up into the pit lane line.
Oh, no. Don't do a Dixon at Indy. Too bad I couldn't see that because of those damn full screen commercials. It's mad that... So you got full screen commercials, have you?
To be fair, we didn't see it either. We just got the aftermath of a caution flag getting
We just saw yellow come up.
And then a car missing a rear wing.
Missed it. F you, Peacock! Will be a long yellow to sweep marbles too. Should be exciting finish. Should be. It's going to be interesting because it shouldn't be too long a caution. So I imagine we're still going to have one round of pit stops, which means it could be maybe even like 20 laps out from the end. 10 to 20 laps out from the end, we're having the last pit stop. I don't imagine. In fairness, depending on the length of this caution, you may get some drivers just trying to balls it and see if they can
Hold it,
fuel
yeah.
numbers and hold to the end. Obviously, we saw
I think
Alex.
it's too far. It's too far out, surely.
We saw Alexander Rossi win an Indy 500 back in 2016.
Yeah.
Going on basically fumes
Yeah,
on the
there you
last one.
go.
There you go. Lost it there. Oh, Felix. Such a great qualifying performance. Oh, it was hanging on for a while. And then I don't know if it's similar. Just kind of got high on the marbles and go from...
Was he pushing too hard on cold tyres? Because he was one of the last pit stoppers, wasn't he?
No, it is what happened. Oh, dear. It's what happened to him when he was chasing down the race lead back in 2020. Went 2 on a high line, and that's... It still is a threat out there. It's been a lot better, but if you go too high, it will just lose it on that car.
Whoa, is everyone going to come in? It looks like all the pit crews are out. Is everyone going to go for their final stop now?
Well, it's interesting. They'll need a splash and go, but tyres, I can't imagine. Newgarden was lapping faster before caution. Interesting. Well, you also got to imagine that Newgarden had a couple of laps in there.
Pato and Newgarden both come in. The only two out of the front lot. I guess they both had a lap in hand, so why not? This is a free pit stop for them.
Great comment, pal. Oh.
Newgarden goes, Pato goes, clean stops for both. Order resumed.
So it's now a straight one. Colton Herta looks like he's going to be coming in on the next one as well. So we're on lap 183. Interesting. Just a fresh set.
Is this the lifeline Newgarden needed to get back on the hunt?
It is, but also do not rule out Roman Grosjean here.
Well, I think Grosjean's going to be a lap down still, isn't he?
Yeah, but I think because they've pitted and Grosjean hasn't pitted.
True. Okay, yeah.
Are they gambling on it being a longer... Well, it depends, actually, because I think a lot more people are going to pit. So is that Pedersen, I believe, who's coming in for a pit stop there?
Who knows? Well, we're getting a billion different camera angles right now. What was that?
Yeah, it didn't look like it. It wasn't a big wreck, was it? So it shouldn't be too long, but it's interesting. O'Ward's been told to fuel save, but Grosjean's coming in, Herta's coming in, or are they just conning? I don't think they do that. If they're out, they're out.
Yeah. But they're all going to stay out one more. Whoa, look at Felix go! Felix is back on track. He has taken off.
He is flying out there.
Oh, dear.
Now, the only thing is cautions can breed cautions.
And who did you hear that from?
Every IndyCar commentator
Derails it. I always remember what Tom Gamer?
Yeah, Tom Gamer.
That's like his go-to saying.
Cautions breed cautions.
This is true, but we've had one. This is the second one of the race. The first one, we got another 100 laps of clean racing.
But, as it was still fairly early in the race, there was less to lose. Now you're getting into the real kind of nitty-gritty time here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised that Rogro hasn't pitted. It's an interesting one, but there will still be the pit stops will reopen again.
Sorry?
Well, again, it's an alternate. Well, the pit stops currently are closed. The pit row is currently closed.
Pit row is currently closed?
I'm pretty sure it's closed.
I thought it was open. That's why everyone's been pitting. Well,
we had that initial one, and then I'm pretty sure it stops a pit window, and then you get another chance to pit window after the caution goes, and they go from there. 65 laps to go.
Wait, you lost me. They caution, pit window closes, then they reopen it. Why would they close it again? Maybe I'm out there, but I can't remember them closing and opening again.
They'll do a wave around, then pit. Yes, wave around is a bit unfair in this case. Fairness, that's a universal broadcast saying. Exactly, see, Scott. Who is the DHL driver? Roman Grosjean. 64 laps to go here at Texas. Pits are open. They're just getting their lap back first. Smart.
Oh, for the wave round, yeah. Nice. Jeez. So everyone's going to be on the lead lap again?
Well, I'm not sure everyone.
Sorry.
I think the guys who are 2 laps down, it's probably too much for them. But the guys who were just a lap down, so the Grosjeans,
I guess it depends if they
McLaughlin,
get ahead of the
Herta.
pace car, isn't it?
Yeah.
After the pit.
McLaughlin, Herta. But it, in fairness, could play into hands here. Newgarden's pitting again. I imagine a splash of fuel.
Interesting.
Pato should have pitted again. He should have. It's an interesting move from the Penske, and Penske is so experienced in winning races. You hope that isn't a decision that costs Pato O'Ward.
As Newgarden nearly fell to the same fate that got Rossi, as he nearly went straight into the side of, I think it wasn't.
Whoa!
Oh, Dixon!
They touch. I'm not sure whether that's going to be seen as an unsafe pit release from Andretti Autosport there. That was a...
Well, Wills had problems. Stalled it or got battered. I don't know. But I don't think Will was really having a race anyway.
Newgarden on new strategy. No more stops, maybe. Pato should have... It's going to be interesting to see. 61 laps to go. I don't think Pato can make that window last, can he? Whew.
No, especially as he's going to be punching for a good few laps.
I don't know. They just risk it here and give up track position.
He can still pit right now because we're not one to go yet.
Oh, exactly.
I guess they're committed.
Well, I don't know.
Stick with the guns.
I guess you've got to pit everyone else. But yeah, I don't know whether he just kind of sacrifices the position on track and backs his pace to be quicker than everyone else.
Yeah.
That's what I'd probably do in this situation. Oh, Santucci, no! Won't McLaren be the McLaren of IndyCar? They would. They would, Bal. They would. There'll be another yellow. Not exactly going out on a limb there. No, it's not. They'll, especially now, people are going to start making more risky moves. They're going to gamble a little bit more. What happened, Santino? Don't know. I don't know. That was just after last year with with Joseph Newgarden taking Scott McLaughlin on the last lap after Scott McLaughlin had pretty much dominated the Texas race last year. It was a fantastic performance. So Newgarden just has pedigree here. He knows how to win here. 30 thumbs up. Fantastic. And we got 23 with us in the chat at the moment. So that's absolutely fantastic to see. Glad to see so many of you kind of here and supporting the channel. Oh, when this goes green, it's going to be exciting. Is this a potential pit penalty? Even if there's another yellow, Pato will still have to save fuel.
I don't know what happened to Will. Maybe a tyre wasn't on? Or has he just slammed the wall when he's tried to spin out? I don't know, because no one was involved in that.
Oh. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's unsafe pit release or it's
From who?
It's okay
Herta?
from Herta.
Yeah.
It's tight.
I don't think there's any grounds there to be unsafe because there was a car on the outside that meant Scotty couldn't go anywhere else.
Felix, there is a man gutted. He just needs to find a way of converting his qualifying pace into race pace because it just isn't working for him, is it?
No.
In the race at the moment. There's too many of these interviews, sadly.
Mid-race interviews. No, normally he finishes.
But he's dropped off from a strong position.
Yeah, and here we go. Pato leads them to green. With a whole heap of lap cars between him and Joseph. But here we go. Green, green, green.
Oh, someone kicked up a little bit of dust, but I think they're all safe. We've got cars going 3 abreast in terms of there. I think that's Joseph Newgarden going wheel to wheel. Is that with... who is that? Marcus Ericsson? No, it's not Marcus Ericsson. It's someone. Whoa, that's a big lunge on the inside. Is that... I'm losing track. Definitely Di Francesco. It's carnage out there. Joseph Newgarden is getting right onto the back of Pato O'Ward. Oh, he's going for the outside. He makes the move. Wow. That is a huge slingshot.
Hold it. Pato keeps the inside, but will he have another run into turn 3? But who's this on the inside?
That's Alex Palou. Hello, Palou. He does what Palou always does. He out-Dixon's Dixon, and he sneaks up somehow into a race lead when he hasn't really been in a conversation all race. Scott Dixon is back there fighting, it looks like, with McLaughlin, Ericsson and Grosjean. Grosjean P6 currently at the moment has not had a good restart. Herta, his teammate, has got ahead of it. Malukas, fantastic from the sophomore driver there. P4, he's got a potential podium on the cards there. Newgarden 3, Pato 2, and Alex Palou leads this PPG 375 Texas race.
The voice nearly let you down. Nearly bailed on the exit of Texas.
Pato told hit fuel numbers, absolutely. So other people are going to have to do it. Pato is going to look to kind of go to the end, I imagine, here. So he's going to have to do some conserving. Leading the race, if he's hitting fuel numbers at this stage, is not going to be ideal. Grosjean looks like he's starting to make some moves back. He's taken his teammate Herta. Next stop's going to be Malukas. So we have 8 cars on the lead lap. Ericsson is still lead lap down. So is VK. So is Di Francesco. So is Carpenter. So is Arlott. So is Castroneves. And so is Canapino.
Have McLaren did by not giving Pato a splash of fuel? Because all these guys have more fuel than Pato right now.
And Newgarden retakes the lead of the race. 52 laps to go. And it also looks like Malukas has gone round the outside of Pato O'Ward. Malukas is up into P2. Grosjean is up. Pato has dropped out to P5. But he's going to try and hold on to Roman Grosjean. He looks like he's held on. Palou has also held on. Malukas is in podium positions. But no, Pato has come up the inside. Colden Herta wheel to wheel with teammate Roman Grosjean. This is, well, getting into the finish that we deserve. It is why oval racing is so great, because it becomes a big crescendo at the end. Strategies all kind of pile together and drivers just go hell to leather at kind of 217 mile per hour, and it is absolutely mental.
Oh, and here comes Pato again, making a charge for the lead.
Oh, 3 side by side. Grosjean's out there. Whoa, there is so many changes in positions here, but Newgarden's managed to stay out of it. Maluka switches to the inside. Grosjean's on the inside of Pato. Can he make the move stick? Palou's gone round the outside of Joseph Newgarden again.
Takes the lead as he jumps back in. But here comes Grosjean on the inside of Newgarden. Will he have to run on Palou? No. He has to back out a little bit. Jeez, this is carnage. 49 laps to go. No more pit stops, it seems. Unless, of course, there's another caution, which with the amount of aggression being shown here by the drivers, you can't rule out a caution at the late stages.
There is so much close wheel-to-wheel racing here. You just feel it only takes one slight slip up from someone, a lunge maybe from Grosjean on the inside on his teammate, to make things go drastically wrong.
on the inside of Pato, and Newgarden makes the double move up into P2 from Colton. Where's he been all race? He's now going to make a move for the lead.
Here he goes. Colton Herta leads at Texas. Newgarden takes Palou. This is just switcheroo, left, right, and centre. Who knows where anyone's going to finish up? But all you can say is this is fantastic racing, and this is what you're paid for in IndyCar, and this is the advert. All you have to say for IndyCar and oval racing, because this is fantastic. Newgarden, Palou, wheel to wheel. Grosjean and Pato still wheel to wheel. Pato's now going to have a look on Palou. Can he make that move stick on the outside? Newgarden's going to hold him in terms of there, but he looks like he's made that stick. Pato's back up into P3. I think the fuel savings got out the window, if you ask me, because I don't know what is going on here, but we are just switching left, right, and centre. Is that Felix Rosenqvist getting himself in the mix? No, because he's out the race. What are you on about? Alexander Rossi putting himself in the mix. He's a lap down, but he's making a nuisance of himself in there for sure.
He's doing everything he can to help his teammate out.
This is why I'm paying 20 quid a month for Sky Sports. Absolutely. They're all saving fuel. They might be. It doesn't look like it, but yeah, it's a funny way of looking like saving fuel. Many changes.
Pato on the outside of Newgarden as he moves back into P2. Whilst Colton Herta enjoys.
And he looks like he's going to have a run on Colton Herta as well. Colton Herta moves to the inside line. He's got it for that one. Will Pato have a look on the start, finish straight? Palou now around the outside of Newgarden. Palou's going to make a move on Herta as well. Scott McLaughlin's now coming to the mix. He's come out of nowhere from there. Scott Dixon's just chilling. He's the only one. He's now last of the guys who are still on the lead lap. Malukas is chilled back in P7 after being as high as P3 at one point. So, as it currently stands, but that will change in probably about 5 seconds' times. O'Ward, Palou, Newgarden, Herta, Grosjean, McLaughlin, Malukas, Dixon. And that's the only one
changed because Palou goes into the lead again.
Oh my God, what is happening here? There's a split screen because Ericsson is overtaking Malukas, is that, to try and find himself onto the lead lap. But, I suppose Ericsson wants to kind of keep himself there because if there's another caution, there's then Ericsson, Di Francesco, VK, Ilott, Stingray, Roll, Carpenter, Canapino, and Castro Neves, who all come onto the lead lap as well. But, wow. Woo, we need a breather. Stingray. Oh, no. No.
What?
No, Stingray Rob! That's going to be a caution.
No.
That's going to be a caution. Oh, no. 41 laps to go. Caution, caution, caution. Stingray Rob, I was just saying that if there was another caution, he'd be on to the lead lap. Well, not anymore because he's out of this race. He's in the wall.
Jeez,
40 laps.
That was nasty.
This is going to be at least a 10-lap caution. This will be the fuel saving they need. So I imagine they'll just get their last bit of top up, and it is just going to be a straight shootout for the finish now. He was doing pretty well indeed. How many will pit for tyres? I don't know how many will pit for tyres, but certainly everyone will. Well, Pato will certainly pit for fuel, so he might as well do tyres while he's there if the guys can be quick enough.
Stingray looks all right.
It was
a nasty one. He just dive bomb across the circuit.
Well, that's a real hard where he's just lost the car. That is a real hard one. I hope, obviously, we hope Stingray Rob's okay. But yeah, like someone said in chat, he was actually doing pretty well today. He was, pretty good performance. But considering that Malukas is in his second season here, Stingray Rob in the same team, he was looking just an outside top 10 finish. But only a lap down in this race is. Yeah, with the amount of experienced drivers that he got there. But, Oof. Big impact on there. That I imagine was probably quite a high G impact collision there. It's just as soon as he lost that front suspension riding the wall, go for now. That was the best stretch of racing I've seen in a while. It was an exhausting stretch of racing.
That was good. We're now going to have more cars on the lead lap trying to go for the race win.
It's going to be absolute carnage, chaos here. How many will pit? All of the lead lap will pit for tyres. I reckon I reckon so.
This
I
will
reckon
actually
they
mean
will.
no more fuel saving because we were seeing it that way.
Yeah.
At that point, weren't we?
IndyCar once again demonstrate why it should be more popular. Absolutely. It's just an absolute fantastic series. But for those who know, we know how good IndyCar is. And for days like today, it has been a fantastic race. I said in the kind of description to this video, this is really probably where the 2023 season gets kicked off and started as kind of a major thing. We had that month break between here and St. Pete, but now it is kind of a steady flow of races all the way through the season now. And yeah, this is a hell of a way to kind of properly almost secondly kick off there. So Pato pits, Newgarden pits, McLaughlin pits, Ericsson pits.
The war on pit lane. Which pit crew will be the quickest? Can they get their driver a couple meters of advantage at the restart?
Newgarden's pit crew always good. It's a quick splash of fuel, just enough of what he needed. Bang. There he is. It's a good stop. It's a good stop. Is it enough? Is it enough? No. Pato still comes out ahead of Joseph Newgarden in terms of there. Scott McLaughlin's pitted. Maluka's pitted. I think Dixon. No, Dixon didn't pit, I don't believe. Pato.
Hello?
Pato, Grosjean, Dixon didn't pit. But also remember, I know they've come in for some fuel and thing and what Pato needed, but Pato, Grosjean did pit all a lot later. I mean, in fairness, Newgarden pitted again, didn't he? So
Yeah.
Newgarden's car's probably in the strongest position. Well, and Pato, because he's basically matched the strategy now in terms of there. But it's going to be really interesting to go from now. Full screen ad. Sorry, guys. But don't worry. You're under caution. You're not missing much.
Whoa! Nothing happened.
In terms of there. 36 laps. I imagine as that was probably quite a big impact and it might have gone into the wall thing. I imagine we'll maybe probably restart this race on lap 30. I think we'll probably have another six wall because it was quite a big impact
Looks
on
like
the wall for the repair.
Wall repairs. It looks like they're just pushing each other into the wall with hope this will repair the wall. I will become the wall now.
Joking aside, the AMR safety team obviously are kind of the gold standard probably in motorsport safety teams.
They got some like filler.
Yeah, obviously you've got the what's it called? Safer barrier. In there, which kind of reduces the G impact.
What's the gun he's got?
But yeah, it'll be some filler to kind of repair the wall. It'll be a kind of a fast, quick repair for sure. Can Pato hit that zone he was in earlier? Absolutely. If Pato can hit that zone, then the others don't stand a chance. Pato stayed out. He's done. Alex is caught out. Pato stays out. What the hell? Last green stint is going to be wild. Stingray did say his bell got rung on that one. Fix the wall. Fix the wall. Well, I believe, guys, you're making a big one about Pato staying out, but didn't Grosjean, Herter, and Dixon all stay out as well, or am I missing something?
They're all going to gamble. They're all going to gamble that they can make it to the end on what they got, and hope that Pato and Newgarden don't have enough in the tank to.
I would never necessarily gamble on track position. I'd always want the kind of fresher tyres and fuel on an oval because, yeah, track position and. There, if you get a good run going,
back yourself, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
They have the cars, but the strategists are feeling there's a way. Clearly,
but this is what makes it so interesting as well. Oval racing because we've got so many different strategies in play here. I believe, look, who's now onto the lead lap? We should have VK, Carpenter, Castro Neves, Ericsson, Di Francesco, Ilott. Canapino on the lead lap. I don't think Rossi is on the lead lap, sadly. We are fixing the wall and Pato is going to pay for it. Track all clear. Track all clear. Just a quick interview. Obviously, you guys who are listening with sound on at home can hear. I think it's the race strategist. Who's the strategist of Pato? I'm going to go with here. Yep, there we go.
He's called it.
Barry Wanser Race strategy Pato. I imagine that Pato will still have to save. Of course he will.
Yeah.
It is amazing in racing. You do have a race strategy is such a kind of key position because it is split-second decisions that can be make or break between winning or losing races. Only time will tell. TV just talks to his strategist. Yeah, we just saw him on screen there. We just didn't hear what they said. But it looks like we're packing up behind Alex Palou. There are 32 laps here to go at the PPG 375 at Texas Motor Speedway. Whoa. Who is going to win this race? Is that the last caution we'll see? I wouldn't bet against there being another caution between now and the end of this race. But it is going to be a hell of a finish if the last restart is anything to go by. We have a load of cars who are ready to go. And we go green here. Alex Palou, Roman Grosjean is just behind. Already we got cars making moves. We got cars going 2, 3 abreast through the corners. Grosjean's having a look on the outside. Colton Herder's having a look on the inside. Scott Dixon just chilling. Go for that. Oh, I think that was touching. I think there was a touch between Grosjean and Herter, but nothing damage-wise. In terms of there, they seem to have just bounced off. Grosjean, he's going to make it move on Alex Palou. Grosjean, for the first time today, is going to lead the race. He's just got a nose in front. Can Palou hang on? He looks like he is going to hang on. Herter drops off. We've then got Pato, who's about to make his way on Dixon.
Pato's already flying. He hasn't been held up at all by this traffic.
Newgarden's just made his way through Dixon, and it's a surprise. Dixon, he's so strong at this track, but he just hasn't really felt like he's had the car here to compete for the race win. Grosjean keeps having a look. Pato O'Ward is up into P3. He's right on the tail of Grosjean and Alex Palou
surely
here.
These guys have no chance because Pato and Newgarden don't have to save.
Pato slides up the insides. He's cruising. Pato, Newgarden is flying as well. He's about to kind of make his move. Grosjean slides slightly. Hard defending there. Hard defending, but Newgarden sticks it tough on the outside. Makes it up into P3. Oh, well, in fairness, we didn't manage to get the other cars waved up, so we still only have 8 cars on the lead lap. So it goes Pato, Palou, Newgarden, Grosjean, Herter, Dixon, Malukas, McLaughlin.
Oh, it's crashed!
Caution! Now this is the curveball. Well, it's going to put everyone on a thing because I imagine Palou, Grosjean, Herter, Dixon, Malukas, they're all going to pit. That looks like it is Devlin Di Francesco. I was just saying it was one of his best performances for Andretti Autosport, but his day is done. And number 15, that is Graham Rahal in the number 15. Rahal let him land a good day. And right on, Di Francesco out. More yellow breeding. It's a frenzy out there.
Jeez, and aren't Palou, Grosjean and Herter all happy about this one? Because that looked like a terrible strategy to stay out because Newgarden and Pato absolutely tore them apart.
Someone saying something could have broken on Di Francesco's car. That's from Biff there in chat. Thanks for that. Looks like Graham's all right. Di Francesco isn't getting out of the car yet. I'm assuming that he is okay. We can hope. I
didn't really see that.
So looks like something just went on Di Francesco's car and Graham Rahal was an absolute passenger. We're actually really lucky there because that could have been really nasty because at the speeds that they're going at, it's just kind of come completely across. It's good to see Di Francesco's out of the car. He's feeling safe. Rahal, it's just luck of the draw in that situation. It's just real hard luck there when you're going. So it looks like, I don't know if we're going to get another replay here. So I think, he
nearly cleared him on the inside. Just didn't have enough time.
Yep, it wasn't free for so long, Alex, but that's what happens. Cautions, precautions. And when you're right at the end of the race, this is where drivers go, it's all or nothing. You put everything on the line in this position. Could go from there. Graham looks like he's ready to chew out Devlin. He absolutely does. 20 left. Do you pit or keep it for the 4 that didn't pit? Oh, you have to pit now. Absolutely pit. But Pato Newgarden won't pit.
But how much track position? I guess if you're one of the lead cars, you're only going to.
There you go. Grosjean's in. Dixon's in. Rossi's in. But obviously he's not on the lead lap. VK's in.
Palo's not in? Or is he ahead of these guys? Are they keeping Palo out again? Surely not.
It's a big gamble.
But, well, maybe because of the caution now, you don't have to fuel save. But obviously, he's not going to have the freshest tyres. Interesting.
Well, I guess is he probably saying that with these laps under caution, he's done enough to hit his fuel number so he doesn't conserve. But if the other guys have done tyres, he's not going to have the fresh tyres. Palo stayed out again. Exactly, Wattman. Palo's strategy makes no sense. Absolutely, Scott. And keeping that strategy in inverted commas. Is there still some fallout with McLaren? Is McLaren giving a ring to Chip Ganassi and pulling rank in terms of, you've got Palo racing for another season, but he's still our driver, isn't it? Because is that... I mean, the Palo situation is so sticky and messed up. I'm not sure who owns Palo or contracted to at this stage. Obviously, that wouldn't happen. But yeah, it's crazy. It is absolutely crazy that Alex Palou hasn't pitted. But Dixon and Grosjean. Wow. That is...
Wow.
Well, I just think Dixon hasn't had the car here all day, has he? But he's won here. He's the guy who's won at Texas the most.
He had at the start of the race. But then, after his battle with Newgarden, he went. He was gone.
So I don't know if he's made an adjustment. That could have gone from there. I hope Strachey gets a good finish one day. Seems like a very likable guy. A Stingray. Yeah, he does seem a really likable guy. I think Stingray's a really good guy. Like I said, he was racing for Andretti during his Indy Lights, or what's Indy Lights now called?
Indy NXT or something.
Yeah, Indy Next. Yeah, would make sense.
Yeah.
Tara has arrived on stream. Go for now. Dixon at least is going to get a lot of points. He may be thinking long term. Dixon always thinks long term. He will never risk it if he can get a strong top 5 position. And I can imagine that it will definitely finish ahead of Malukas and McLaughlin to make that top 5. It's just, can he say ahead of Grosjean? So he's got to get ahead of, realistically, Herter at least, I think, here. Palou will drop unless this is the greatest strategy call ever. Unless, Chip Ganassi have got something in their locker with Alex. But who knows? Podium, Pato, Newgarden and Malukas. It would be a great podium. It would be fantastic. And I think we've got to say here, what a race it's been from Malukas, actually.
True.
He's
very impressive.
He stayed here and about on the lead lap. Dale Coyne Racing is a fantastic performance. And he definitely feels a star of the future. And Carl Kirkwood is a hell of a driver, for sure. But Malukas was almost a little bit slept on, I would say. But he pushed Kirkwood all the way in that championship. And he could be a real serious player in this IndyCar championship for years to come. Yeah.
He looks insanely quick.
I'll say that and he bins it straight on the restart.
This is the jinx of all jinxes.
Absolutely.
At least you're not bigging up Pato. That's all I can believe in.
I've seen enough NASCAR over races to know that the 10th lap is always a big caution. Cool, geez. Yeah, that was a big kind of smash up on Graham Rahal's car.
I was going to go with the whole he's flying, but we've already done that with Felix.
We can't do it again. We need to be original. 31 likes on this stream. Being absolutely fantastic, guys. And we've got 28 of you in this stream as it currently stands. Fantastic. So many people here. everything. I think we are lining up for green. O'Ward will lead us from the green with Palou splitting both him and Newgarden. He's in a O'Ward Newgarden sandwich, Palou, right now, but I imagine Newgarden will probably take him on the start.
Will he drop or will he hold?
But also, I suppose Herter and McLaughlin didn't pit either. So it's an interesting one.
Pit.
No. Exactly, Tara. At least IndyCar doesn't do idiotic. Yeah. At least, Scotty. That's right. Pato will drop them all like a lead balloon. Absolutely. That's really unfortunate for Rahal. He's made up 10 spots. He'd done great. He'd kind of damaged limitation in terms of their. Come on, Pato! Dorito Blue. Woo! It's tense. It's tense. I'm going to assume that that's Pato, race strategist now.
I can only presume so.
We wouldn't be talking to Alexander Rossi.
What do you think Rossi's hopes are 5 laps down?
I think Rossi's, he's just going to navigate. He's got to hope for a couple more cautions and that they're quick cautions and that he can actually get waved through on a few of the laps. Graham looks peed.
Yeah, it's like that Devlin can really do here, though. If Devlin's got damage, then what can Devlin do?
I mean, yeah, because Devlin was just heading straight towards the wall. It's just... But yeah, could have been a really nasty, that one, in fairness. 17 laps to go. We've had more laps under caution in the last 50 laps than we had the entire rest of the race from there. But it's still going to be... It's going to be a finish. It's going to be a finish.
It's going to be carnage.
Dixon, I think Grosjean's going to be right up there with it. My podium, I'm going to go with Pato, Newgarden and Grosjean on the podium. I just think... that was when he hung tough.
Are we green?
No, that was when he hung tough. It was real hard racing. I remember that move. Oh, there he is, Michael Andretti. Can he get a win in IndyCar again? Well, Alexander Rossi got one, didn't he, at the back end of last year? But here's your guy, Roman Grosjean. Can he be a championship threat this year? It's been a fantastic performance from him. I think Grosjean's car is hurt from 2 contacts. Potentially, but I don't know, 16 laps to go.
We go another
Does
lap?
It pay too much or go from there?
Ericsson's in the pits? Wait, have we got a lot more laps under caution than we thought? There must be still at least 2 more laps under caution, right?
At least. So hopefully it's green from 13 laps to go. Is that Devlin?
Yeah.
I think he's with a doctor.
He's getting some kind of talking to.
It's either a pep talk. I think it's a pep talk.
You believe in yourself. You forget about the outside.
Believe in your heart, Devlin. Believe in your heart that you can compete with Andretti Autosport. I just don't know if I can do this anymore. I just don't know. Believe you can. Believe in the Devlin. Awaken the devil inside.
Wait, what?
What? Who? Don't do no deals with the devil. Does the Andretti curse strike? Is there another wave around? I mean, I think if we get another caution at this stage, it's going to be difficult to see it go green at the end. Yeah, I hope Grosjean doesn't lose the car. He's doing really good. Could be a track coach. Could be. Absolutely. So, is that where Devlin hits the wall?
Yeah, I presume so. The suspension broke. So then he had nothing to steer. Why don't we go green? That's what I want to know.
Not yet. Not yet.
It doesn't look like they've been clear marbles. It looks like the cars are gone.
Everyone's silent in chat. Everyone's silent here. We're just that tense build-up. Last shootout. Pato is about to run away from everyone. I mean,
Newgarden's there, though.
Newgarden is there.
If he clears Palou into turn 1, this is going to be a straight shootout.
He's probably telling him if he doesn't buck his ideas up, he won't be appearing on The Masked Singer. Here we go. We're bunching up. This could be green to the end. 13 laps to go here at the PPG 375 at Texas Motor Speedway. Pato O'Ward leads the field. He's led so many of the laps today. He's been the most dominant driver. But who goes? Newgarden looks like he will make a Palou. No, Colton Herta's on the outside. Palou's defended hard here, but will Newgarden get past? Dixon has made his move. Dixon's got Grosjean. Grosjean hasn't had a great restart there. Who's got Malukas? Looks like he's making a move.
To the lead. Palou goes, who cares about fresh tyres? I ain't saving fuel. I've got pace right now.
Malukas has made it past Colton Herta as well. Scott McLaughlin might make it through there. Pato O'Ward is now retaking that position. No, Palou looks like he's going to hold on. Newgarden can't get past either at the moment. Malukas is now coming into the battle. And it also looks like, is there potentially Grosjean swinging up the inside of someone there? 11 laps to go here. It is going to be frantic, wheel to wheel. Pato, Newgarden. They've been going at each other all race, but Newgarden makes it through on Pato. Now he's going to try and reel in Palou. Dixon has cleared Grosjean. Now he's going to try and get past his teammate. He does, and I think Grosjean's going to try and swing past through to move them back up into 6th.
He goes Malukas on Pato. Looks like he got a bit loose there to mess up his run into turn 1, but Newgarden takes the lead from Palou. He's doing actually a brilliant job here, holding on to those older tyres. Who knows? We were calling it poor strategy, but he's surviving out there. He's holding the lead as he holds the inside line on Newgarden. 9
laps to go. Malukas is right there. Can we have an unlikely win from the sophomore driver?
And Palou's lost down 2 positions now after me bigging him up. He's down to 3rd. As we now have the shootout between Pato and Newgarden.
Scott Dixon's right there as well. Scott Dixon is coming up into it. He is coming there. I think he's about to take Malukas on the inside. Pato and Newgarden wheel to wheel. No, Malukas is there. Malukas gets past Alex Palou. Malukas is up into podium positions.
7 to go. Here we go, down into turn 3.
Grosjean and Dixon are right there as well. Remember, they've got slightly less fuel and slightly kind of fresher tyres than both Pato and Newgarden as well after pitting on that second caution. We're going to have potentially 4 or 5 cars who could potentially win this race going in. 6 laps to go. Newgarden, Pato, wheel to wheel. Palou, Malukas, wheel to wheel. Grosjean, Dixon. Grosjean slightly ahead. And McLaughlin just not really with it. Oh my God. But in fairness, he started outside the top 20. He'll take a top 7 from today. Newgarden, Pato just keep interchanging. Palou's holding on from Malukas, using all his experience there. Herta's dropped right back as well. Is that... Oh, Roman Grosjean is coming. Scott Dixon looks like he's lost out slightly. Pato is slightly edging ahead of Joseph Newgarden, but then no, Newgarden goes there. I think this is going to be what it is, just straight to the thing. But Palou's still there.
Hello,
Palou's on the inside. And then is Malukas going to have a look there as well? Roman Grosjean's there. Scott Dixon, they're all there. Everyone's there.
As this helped Newgarden, he's got a bit of air now between him and Pato. I say a bit because it's only a little bit. But it could be enough as we go nearly up to 3 to go. But here comes Pato again. On the outside, turn 1. It looks like he's got a good run. Oh, they nearly come together. Newgarden still holds though. 3 to go. 2.5 to go now.
Is it going to be these two? These two might be starting to kind of slip away. It's going to be just edging. This is incredible. Wheel to wheel racing. There's 3 laps to go. And who will win this race? Who will finish on the podium? Because, Palou's gone there. Grosjean's coming up now. Grosjean looks like he's going to take Malukas. Will it be a late charge from Grosjean? Is he going to get a charge in there? Can he get past Malukas? No, he can't.
Oh,
Grosjean's down! Grosjean's down!
That's gonna be Newgarden
Roman
wins!
Grosjean! What a race he was running! But he is gone. That is the race under caution with Newgarden. Surely that's a Newgarden win. That is it.
That's it.
Grosjean deprives us of an unbelievable finish. But what racing that was. That was unbelievable. Wheel-to-wheel action. Gutted for Roman Grosjean because he's driven an absolutely fantastic race. But first 2 races of the season and 2 retirements. And he could have had, well, maybe not a race win today, but he could have had podiums and race wins in both races. It's, absolutely.
I can't believe it.
But it means Palou after us all slating, gets the podium.
Hold on, geez.
Joseph Newgarden will bring this home under caution.
I think Pato may have had him as well. You think back last year, it was Scott McLaughlin on the inside and Newgarden going on the outside on that last lap.
Wow.
And
it was there. Caution. It was there just at the time. That was that was better than every NASCAR race you've watched. Well, glad you enjoyed, Bal. It was a brilliant race. Grosjean, he's got to be gutted. He's got to be gutted, but he was sending everything, trying to get past Malukas so he could maybe even make a last kind of punch to get on the podium here in Texas. But Joseph Newgarden, he does it again in Texas. This is the man. He's desperate for a championship. Willpower, he was unbelievable last year, but Newgarden, year in, year out, is always there for the championship and wins again in Texas. Pato, unbelievable race. Finishes bridesmaid again, runner-up in the race, but he takes the championship lead. Alex Palou, we were slating the strategy, but it was incredible driving for him. At one point, it may even thought that he could have won the race at one stage, but he hangs on for the podium. Malukas, superb drive for P4. Absolutely incredible. And if it had stayed,
we're getting a replay of Grosjean.
So here we go. Grosjean, he just loses it.
Loses it.
Oh, there he goes. He just got too close to Malukas. He just got too close to Malukas. Are you guys doing a review video? We'll try and do a review live stream in the week, so everyone can be involved in that. I'm not sure what day it will be, but we'll try and do one during the week just to kind of catch our breath after that. Rogro drifted up into Malukas. Yeah, absolutely. It was just he got in the draft, and he was just trying to stay tight with him so he could get a run. And that was where that race ended and goes from there. Other cars did well to avoid it, to be fair.
Yes, Scotty Mack was probably terrified.
Hashtag believe Andretti. Well done, Scotty Mack, for a pretty good 6th place from 20th. Absolutely. Yeah. This was a fun race to watch, but I'm left feeling gutted for Pato and Roman. Absolutely. They both drove fantastic races, got to say. But Andretti, again, they just... it's Andretti.
I was close with Scotty Mack.
There's
the
Firestone mascot desperately trying to get an autograph with Joseph Newgarden. Get me to him! Get me to Joseph! As we see here, we'll have the pistols as always. Pato, a man looking gutted again. But Pato, don't be gutted. Don't be gutted because you've driven a fantastic race and you are leading this championship.
It's happened again! It's happened again!
Now we're going to wear the clown hat and shoot cap guns. Absolutely. Guys, it has been another fantastic stream with you all. It has been another fantastic battle. I'm trying to...
That was mental. I think that's one of the best IndyCar races I watched.
Yeah. Yeah, it was incredible.
There were periods where it calmed down a bit, where Pato just checked out from everyone. But after all the pit stops and after all the cautions, there was just carnage. the high line was working beautifully, that people could just run it all the way. Like those last few laps, we had people going 2 by 2 by 2.
So true. If Texas is any indication, this year's 500 is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Absolutely is. Absolutely is. Jeez. Mental.
Yeah. Whoa. I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
So that was like a draining race.
I'm lost for words because the racing was unbelievable. No problem, Aaron. Glad you enjoyed it. Another tough second for Pato. It is another one. No problem, Don. Thanks for jumping in chat as well. And thanks for all the support as always, guys. That was a fun race to watch. Glad we could all watch it together. Absolutely. That's the whole point. We do these race watch alongs so we can share it together. And wow. Absolutely fantastic. What a race. What an advert for IndyCar. What an advert for oval racing. We need more ovals on the IndyCar calendar. Hopefully we can get speedways. But yeah, like I said, if that is a kind of indicator for what this year's Indy 500 is going to be, oh my God, what a race we could have on our hands for sure.
I'm glad they've stuck with Texas as well, because they've put in the work. Because it was at stages where Texas was going to get booted off because of that high line, whatever they put down for the NASCAR. They stuck with it though. They found solutions, and it's just produced an incredible race.
That's what Texas used to produce, and the only thing missing from that race, and it would have been a tight finish where a nose just gets in front.
Yeah.
But that's racing. You know, sometimes a mistake happens in the last couple of laps and you don't get the kind of dream finish and you don't artificially manufacture it. What? And yeah, but what a race. What a race that was. After that, I say Palou is favourite for the Indy 500. He's up there. He is up there because he has been good at Indy. And Palou, he just, again, this is a classic Palou performance and shows that Palou is back to his best in terms of, I still think, Pato is that raw, but Palou he just delivers. He'll be not nowhere in a race, but he'll keep himself out of trouble. He'll just be in and around places. And then when the kind of business end of a race happens, he's always there or thereabouts competing at the top end of the field. And yeah, it is great. I'm putting money on it now. It's going to be McLaren versus Penske, this 500. I wouldn't put money on it. You
can't write off the Hondas at 500.
I would not rule out Ganassi. I would not rule out Ganassi. I would rule out Andretti. But I would not rule out Ganassi, and
it's
I
like
would love
safe bet though.
I would love to be proven wrong, but Andretti give me no confidence in that delivers when it matters, and that's not because the team's bad. It's not because the drivers are bad. Just for whatever reason, that finest little bit's not clicking. But that man on screen right now, Malukas, what a race! Maybe he's an outside shot, at an Indy 500 if it's just your day, because that's a hell of a drive from the guy. What a drive.
He's got the right engine for 500.
Indeed.
And he's shown he is super quick on a super speedway.
That was an unbelievable. I think he would have got to pose him had it gone to green. I think he would have taken Palou.
Yeah.
Because he was right there. It is, though, you're right, Scott. Indy is just so different to any other track, and that's what just makes it amazing. Malukas, I think, is going to be a force to reckon with on ovals. Oh, Jesus.
Incredible.
Sensational.
Many more descriptive words.
But I think that's probably it from us.
We'll try to get a review in the week, as you said.
Like we say, we'll try and do a live stream. We'll do live stream because I think live streams is the way forward for the channel. In terms, I know I don't. I'd love to, if we can get back to a time where we can do some feature videos again. We'll try and do it because I know you guys really enjoy that, and it really kind of represents the sport well and how we all kind of love it. But in terms of the other content, I think the live streams in terms of the podcast format works best because it gets you guys involved and we have some really great chats and everything from there. But yeah, wow, what a race.
What a race. Yeah.
What a race. But yeah, if they're new around here or haven't done so already, Stephen, what can they do?
They can like, subscribe, and ding that bell.
And for now, you Indy fans, keep racing.